Hello everyone, welcome to build up to a friendly game as Reading take on West Ham United at the Madejski Stadium. The kickoff just half an hour away. A lot of the big guns out for West Ham this afternoon, and we're going to get straight into it with the West Ham starting lineup that's going to take on Reading this afternoon. In goal is captain Lucas Fabianski. We've also got Vladimir Coufal making his first pre-season appearance alongside Kurt Zouma, and new signing Nath Aguerd. We'll see him for the first time as well. Ben Johnson left back. Flynn Downs starts alongside Manuel Lanzini in centre midfield with an attacking trio of Said Benrahma, Jared Bowen and Nikola Vlasic, with Michail Antonio leading the line. Now, initial reaction, if you like, it is just a friendly. Before anyone reminds us, we are aware. We'd like to discuss it anyway. We've got 29 minutes till kickoff. We're going to have to discuss something, aren't we? But I'll get to the live chat in just a minute and see what you're all saying as well. But it's just good to see the players. It's good to see Aguerd and Downs start. As a football fan, let's leave analysis and that to one side and just go with pure football fan. You want to see the new signings, don't you? It's exciting. It's players that you've never seen a West Ham shirt before. You get to see them for the first time. Obviously, those were at the Ipswich game, got to see Flynn Downs. For anyone that wasn't there, didn't get to see him. There was no stream, unlike today. You can watch the stream on West Ham's official website, Reading's official website, and the West Ham app as well. So there's various ways that you can tune in today's game. It's completely free. So get the West Ham app downloaded if you need to, or you can go on to either team's official website and watch the game there. Charlie will be doing a live stream for the match, so we're right through here. I'll be here until kickoff. Charlie will be here until full time, and then I'll be doing a review. I'll also be joined by Gonzo in a little while. Gonzo's at the game today, and it's a little bit of a treat for him. I'll tell you why in just a minute. But getting back to that West Ham team, be interesting. I guess the only thing that I'm intrigued by is to see where Vlasic is playing, where Benrahma is playing. I know it's only a friendly, but I hope Vlasic is in the sort of the number 10 role and Said Benrahma is out on the left-hand side. It's just be nice to see Vlasic in that natural role, give him a little bit of a chance as well. But a very, very strong team for West Ham this afternoon. Now, we're going to take a look at the bench as well because, well, it's just as strong. There's not that much youngsters in the team today. So the bench for the Hammers this afternoon, we've got Areola and Randolph. We've also got Creswell and Masuaku. We've got Diop Ogbonna, Harrison Ashby sticking around with the first team. Declan Rice is on the bench alongside Pablo Fornals, Connor Coventry, Chesters and Mubama as well. So just the three youngsters, unless you include Connor Coventry, but I don't include Coventry anymore. I see him as he's old enough to be in the first team, isn't he? So we've got Mubama, Chesters, and Harrison Ashby on the bench, which I think might indicate how David Moyes sees them. Obviously, no Armstrong Okoflex. He was involved last night against Fleetwood for the West Ham under 21, scored 2 goals in that friendly. I think it's a little bit of an indicator as to who David Moyes sees closest to being in the first team. That's Chesters and Ashby. Maybe not so much Mubama. I think he's in the team just because we've got no other strikers, really. I think if Perkins was still at the club, he'd be on the bench this afternoon, or if we had a new signing, he would be. But because we don't, Mubama's there, and it gives the kid an opportunity to impress David Moyes and perhaps move him up the sort of how close to the first team are you. Instead of being miles away, you might just get a little bit closer, be involved in David Moyes' thinking perhaps for any pointless European games, should we have one. But like we did against Zagreb last season. Now, we're not going to bother taking a look at the Reading team. Maybe we will. Charlie, have you done the Reading team? If you have, stick it on the screen. If not, don't worry about it. There you go. There's the Reading team. Look at that. We've got Lumley, Yadom, McIntyre, Holmes, Hutchinson, Hendrick, Forner, Ajara, Hoylett. Is that Junior Hoylett? I assume it is. Tom Ince and Yao. Is that... Hey, Tom Ince is playing for his dad. Paul Ince is the manager of Reading, isn't he? So we've got Tom Ince playing for Paul Ince today for Reading. That's romantic, I guess, isn't it? Well, probably not because we don't really like Paul Ince, do we? But yeah, there you go. You get the son playing for the dad today for Reading. Good striker, Yao. He's not too bad. He's a championship standard striker, but a decent one at that. I'm trying to see if I recognise anyone. Is that Jeff Hendrick? Is that Jeff Hendrick? It must be Jeff Hendrick, isn't it? The former Burnley Newcastle centre midfielder. I assume that's Jeff Hendrick. Ajara is a good player as well. So there's a few decent players for Reading tonight. Actually, that must be close. Going by the names I recognise, that must be their first team as well. I'll maybe have a little look and see if see what the Reading Twitter fans are saying later on to see if we get it. Yes, Alan, it was an incredible response. Charlie, could you do that, Charlie? He probably could, actually. Give him 5 minutes. I bet she does appear on the screen as well. Yeah, so there we go. We've got Jeff Henwick is the one on loan at from Newcastle. Mr. Sheese is saying that Ashby is the new Glenn Johnson. AJ says, hopefully betting is shown on their channel. West Ham can stick the rap. It's on their website. It's on West Ham's website as well. West Ham tweeted out about half an hour ago. It's live on their official website, so it's maybe just not there yet. You do have to wait a little bit closer to Kickoff in order to get it, because they don't put the stream up early because there's nothing to show, is there? They don't have a presenter of that. I'm joking. Anyway, shall I tell you what Gonzo's up to today? So, at some point in the next 20 minutes, Gonzo will be joining us live from Madejski Stadium, but he's not in their way in today. Gonzo's got himself a little press pass. He somehow blagged that. So Gonzo's got a press pass. He's there doing photography at the minute. Well, he phoned me about half an hour ago to tell me he's taking pictures of all the players warming up, and then he'll be heading up to the press area at the Madejski Stadium, where he will be joining us live just for 5 minutes to see what he's thinking and see how he's getting on. He's doing a vlog of the day for the addicts over on Patreon. So if you're watching this, you're an addicts Patreon, there will be a big vlog from Gonzo coming, covering his day from start to finish, and there'll be a sort of a mini one for the supporters and the mild addicts over on Patreon as well. Anyway, there you go. There you go, Alan. Have a look at that. There you go, Alan. Look at that. Do we look good together? I think we'd look all right, wouldn't we? Hello. We'd look all right, wouldn't we? Anyway. And any other requests for Charlie? He's got to go get lunch. Leave him be. He's hungry. He's thirsty. He's away getting stuff. But there you go. Alan, you ask, Charlie delivers. Just what Charlie does. Honestly, if Michael Antonio was as clinical as Charlie, we'd be laughing. We'd be winning the league. Anyway. Right, let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat. There's not really much I can discuss about the team. It's just a friendly, so there's only so much I can talk about it. There's not really any youngsters starting for West Ham. I guess Flynn Downs is the interesting one. He'll be playing alongside Lanzini in centre midfield, and then I'd imagine we'll see wholesale changes from Moyes throughout in the likes of Declan Rice and Fornals coming onto the pitch. But a really strong team from us. Got a little bet on today for West Ham to win the game and West Ham to score a goal at each half. 2-1. Decent enough odds. Triple your money. So I'm hoping that we take this seriously. We can be 1-0 up by half time. That would be... Yeah. It's another Madejski Stadium anymore. It's the Select Car Leasing Stadium. I think I'll stick with the Madejski Stadium if you don't mind. It's a bit like when St. James's Park was technically the Sports Direct, whatever it was. Nobody called it that. They all still called it the Sports Direct Stadium. It's a bit like if West Ham got a stadium sponsor. Let's just say Vodafone sponsored it and it became the Vodafone Arena or something. We'd all just still call it the London Stadium, don't we? There's still some fans that call it the Olympic Stadium. So do you know what I mean? I'm calling the Majestic Stadium, thank you very much. I still call this place, I live in Stoke now, for those who don't know. I still call the stadium around the corner the Britannia, although it's now the Bet365. It's almost like I refuse to buckle. It's the Britannia, as far as I'm aware. So it's the Madejski. Thank you, Stephen. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Ethan would love to see Vlasic and Benrahma to get on today. Could save us buying a left wing or spending big on Lingard. Do you mean on the pitch, because they're both starting the game, or do you mean be friendly with one another? Did they not get on? Unsure. Yeah, we can't afford her. We got in touch. Her appearance fee's too much, so we had to say no, etc. Do we have to register to watch on site? I could not tell you. Honestly, I don't know. I've not looked at it. I'll deal with it about 1 minute till kickoff. I've downloaded the app. That's as much as I've done. It's ready to go. I'm ready. Well, either G or Jack was talking about when he talked about his Stoke on his podcast. I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to. Possibly, but I don't know. Give me a little bit of context as to what he said, Liam, and I'll be able to tell you yes or no. And no. I know. Listen, you'll get a different response from me and Gonzo. It's almost like Gonzo likes Indian. I like Chinese. I like barbecue sauce on pizza. Gonzo hates it. I think Pringles is a crisp. Gonzo doesn't. Adama Traore is just one of them players. Gonzo loves him. I can't stand him. Now, for 10 million, as much as I don't necessarily rate him, I have to suggest 10 million, you can't really go wrong, can you? There's clearly potential there. He's very strong. He's very fast. He's very direct. He's exciting to watch as a neutral. But I think if you were the fan of the club, that he plays for. He must be one of the most frustrating players on earth. You watch him run past 5 players, take his opposition out, and then ping across behind the goal for a goal kick. He just does all the hard work and then fluffs it. His final ball is just, it's just not good enough for me. I'm not that bothered about him. I've never been a big fan of Adama Traore. I probably never will. But for 10 million, I have to confess, even I thought, ooh, it's quite cheap, actually. But just goes to show how far he's fallen. He was being tipped at around 40 million a year ago, which was madness. Anyway, John says Antonio to pull a hamstring and Scamacca to be 60 million by 5 o'clock. Irish Tommy wouldn't take Adama Traore on a free. Timothy Stoke the Victoria ground. Or a bit before my time. I already know of it as a Britannia, if I'm being honest with you. Garino, thank you. Garino saying you need to register on the official website to watch the game. So if you haven't already done it, maybe to get ahead of it. No, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, James. Because it's pre-season, we're only doing it for half an hour build-up show because, well, I'm struggling to fill half an hour, if I'm honest with you. Never mind 1 hour. We can't do the bet giveaway. We can't do score. Well, we can do score predictions, but it's not as serious, is it? There's not much to discuss. We'll have a look at the team for a friendly. That's about it. We'll discuss a few things. It's not too important, isn't it? Third Eyes just watched my recent video. You had to rate the 4 players we're bidding for in terms of how much you want them to sign, 1 being the most. What would they order be? Number 1, Boyan. It's difficult. I can't really do it, to be honest with you, because I don't know Onana and I don't know Scamacca. So I find it very hard to judge. I almost want to answer your question because you've asked it, but I can't. However, if you're watching this and you know the 4 players, so Lingard, Scamacca, Broja, and Onana, if you know all 4, put them in the live chat in order. Number 1 being the one you like to sign the most, 4 being the least. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Aim says you do need to be logged in because it can. There's some streams that can't be streamed to. Oh, if only we had a VPN sponsorship, I could tell you where to go. There's some other YouTubers out there with one. I'm trying to think of the codes they use, but certainly Surfshark's a popular option, isn't it? So if you don't have a VPN, get one. Surfshark's a popular one. James Alcott's actually got it. I like James Alcott. Don't mind promoting him. Go on his YouTube channel. He did a sponsorship the other day, maybe, or Fabrizio Romano's. Even Fabrizio Romano's banging out Surfshark at the minute. You'll get a code. You can then get like a decent enough deal. Then you can switch your geolocation on there. So you can, even if you're in Azerbaijan right now, download it and just say that you're in the UK, and then you can access stuff you shouldn't really be able to access using a VPN. So there you go, Surfshark, some free promotions for you. He was referring to when he visited every UK city for video. He went to Stoke, he helped him out and showed him around the place partly. I know you know each other. Yeah, he did come here. He parked just out there actually, and he had a new motor and he walloped it in the car park. So he was planning on leaving and he couldn't leave because he smacked his car. So he had to get the mechanic out and all sorts. So he was here for quite a while. He was stuck in Stoke a lot longer than he wished to be, that's for sure. But yeah, when he was doing his Willy Wonka thing, he popped by for the first time I met him. He popped by for a cup of tea, and I'd only just moved in, so we didn't really have any furniture. So him and Alfie had to sit on. It's like a cuddler chair, it's called. It is for 2 people, but I think you meant a cuddle on the chair, aren't you? It's like a big armchair. So the pair of them had to sit on that, and I had to sit on a beanbag because the sofa hadn't arrived yet. So yeah, about a year ago maybe he popped in. So happy days. Leo just joined the stream. Heard Gonzo being at the press. Will you be able to ask questions to the players or even Moyes? I'm not sure. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say keep the expectations low. If he can, he will. Of course, he'd like to, but I'm not sure. I think he's got to build up trust, really. I think he'd have to sort of show West Ham that he won't take the piss. He will be polite. He'll sit in his press box and then leave quietly out the back door. But we'll wait and see. Pardon me. We'll wait and see what he does. I remember when Traore did us over single-handed in Project Restart. Yes, I mean, there was 2 games, wasn't there? There was that game that you're referring to. I think that was the run down the left-hand side, wasn't it? He skipped past 3 players. Sufal bounced off him, crossed it in, and I assume it was Jimenez. Someone scored ahead. No, it was Dendoncker, weren't it? Was it Dendoncker? Headed in the back post. Then there was the other game when Nuno was the manager. And he came on off the bench in about the 70th minute. And he was warming up for ages. And everybody was like, oh, no, we know what's coming. and there was a case of Moyes, you're going to have to do something. Traore's coming on, and Traore came on, just ran down the side, crossed it, bang, goal. Oh, nice one. Nice one. Anyway. I'm doubting Moyes is contemplating purchasing a left winger. I think he thinks Antonio will provide an alternative to Benrahma. Maybe we'll see both Broja and Scaramhunga. We might do. It's difficult. It's difficult. Does the 10 million include a lifetime supply of baby oil? I'll tell you what, whoever does buy Adama Traore has got an easy brand deal there waiting to happen, doesn't it? If Adama Traore ever comes on this channel, I'm getting in touch with baby oil immediately, ringing up Johnson's and saying, excuse me, mate, I can get this baby oil sold easily. Sponsor the video, will you? But neither me or Gonzo are muscly enough for Johnson's baby oil, so we won't be getting that brand deal anytime soon. That's why we stick with one football. You don't need to be muscly for that brand deal, fortunately. Otherwise, we'd be in struggle. Ray, if we do get Broja and Scamacca, would Antonio be out on the left wing? Very unlikely to get both. A lot of people are thinking that, to be honest with you, Ray. A lot of people are suggesting where that's what the plan could be. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced that we're going to spend 70 million on 2 strikers. I think we're probably getting both deals ready to see if we can get them ready and then present them both to David Moyes and say, which one would you like? But I don't know. If we do get both, I mean, it'd be exciting, but like you said, it throws up the question, well, what are you doing with Antonio? It's simple as that, really. Mr. C says, TalkSport said this morning, Broja, Scamacca and Onana ain't coming to us. Typical Sullivan. Yeah, it's typical TalkSport as well. I wouldn't really listen to them, to be honest with you. I know it's a bit rich, me sat here on YouTube saying, don't listen to that media outlet. They talk nonsense. Not that we do much better, but they talk real nonsense. Do you know what I mean? I tell you other people's rumours. They make up the rumours. Dylan, where do I watch it? Could a mod like, please? I'll try to sort something for you, Dylan. Give me time. Charlie's having a juice. We'll try and sort something. But you should just be able to go on the official website and have a little look. If Charlie can get it working on the official website, I'll get him to come on and do a screen share, a step-by-step screen share on what you can do. We'll keep it simple. All right, let's see what you're all saying. Purple Aki. Right, let's put this to the live chat. Put Vlasic yes or Vlasic no, so I know what you're talking about here. If £15 million bids came in for Vlasic, would you take it? I'm not sure, if I'm honest with you. I'd probably say no. Originally, I think a while ago I would have said yes, but now I don't know. I think I'd be more inclined to give him a season, have a little look at him. Anyway, so earlier on when I said give me your 1 to 4 with Onana, Broja, Scamacca and Lingard, who would you like the most? This is what people are saying. Adam, what you mean, says Broja, Onana, Scamacca, Lingard. Very, very similar from Nick. He's just got the middle two the other way round. Robert's also gone with Broja, but he's got Lingard second. Third Eye has gotten for Broja top as well. Broja's a popular pick at the minute here. Onana has gone from WHU for life has got Onana, Scamacca, Broja, and TikTok. Lewis said, if Tuchel's honest in his comments today, Broja isn't for sale. I'm a bit apprehensive about going all in for Scamacca. Something about Italian strikers that doesn't fill me with confidence. It's been a while since there's been a successful one in the Premier League, hasn't there? Obviously, you've got the likes of Di Canio and Zola and that have obviously done it, but I mean, it's a bit of a stretch. You're going back quite a while to find them, aren't you? I'm trying to think of any that's done it. Where did I generally don't know the answer to this. Where did Southampton sign Graziano Pella from? Was that from? I know he was Italian, weren't he? So did they buy him from Italy? Did they get Graziano Pella from Italy? I thought he was a decent striker. I quite liked him. Edin Dzeko, where did Man City pick him up from? Oh, he's gone to Italy. I don't know. Can't remember where City picked up Dzeko either. Don't know. I don't know, John. I'm not going to say that name. Any interest in Destiny something? I'm not going to say that surname in case you're tricking me here. I don't know. Is that a made-up name? I'm not sure. I'm trying to say it in my head, but it doesn't sound very funny. I don't know. Suspicious, John A. Paul wants Onana the most, and then Scamacca, Broja, and Lingard. A lot of people putting Lingard fourth, actually, which is interesting. No Trot over Randolph. Yeah, that's a bit. frustrating, really, but it's only a friendly. I'm trying not to get too worked up, but I appreciate what you're saying, really. Ariola's still not starting piece. In fairness, it's Ariola's first appearance, because obviously internationals were given time off, and they didn't feature on Tuesday night. So I would imagine Ariola's going to start against Rangers on Tuesday, and we'll probably see Ariola come on at halftime as well. I don't know. What's interesting though is Fabianski's got the captain's armband. The other night Zuma had it. Now Fabianski's got it. But then when Zuma had it, Trott was in goal, weren't he? So this would suggest the captaincy now looks like Declan Rice, Aaron Creswell, Fabianski, and then Kurt Zuma. But we don't know where Obona goes. I assume between Creswell and Fabianski. So I assume that's now the captain's hierarchy at West Ham United. Daniela, we can talk all day till cows come home, but players' stats, but the X factor is that the face fit, they fit with the squad. It works. If it doesn't, it's not a disaster. I don't disagree, to be honest with you. For us, it depends on. I have a worry over Flynn Downs, to be honest with you. I think he could probably play half the season and still get the most bookings out of the West Ham team. So for West Ham, my prediction will be Flynn Downs, if we're taking all competitions into consideration here, because I expect he'll pick up minutes in domestic cups in the European Conference League, perhaps maybe not as much as Premier League initially, but I think he will pick up the bookings. If he did it per 90 minutes, he would win. But overall, I'm going to stick with him. Saying that, it depends how much game time Lanzini gets. Lanzini is a dirtier player than he gets credited for almost. I think it goes under the radar how many bookings Lanzini can pick up. He can be a bit of a naughty bugger. And last season, Declan Rice picked up loads, but they don't really attribute him to being a dirty player. But he tends to pick up those sort of like cynical bookings, doesn't he, Declan? Hardy, do we think Downs could replace Souček in the start 11 if he keeps two in midfield, or is he a long-term replacement for Rice and possibly used as a third midfielder? I think it's all three, mate. I think it's all three. I think he could play alongside just Rice. I think he could play alongside Souček and Rice. And I think he could also be a long-term replacement for Declan Rice, funnily enough, especially with this Onana thing going on. You do have to worry or question whether we're simply getting in the Declan Rice replacements now with Onana and Downs, so that next summer, because I don't think Rice is going to go this summer, so next summer, if Rice does go, we don't need to replace him. They've been at the club for a year. They're settled in. Moyes knows what they're about. They've got their roles in the team. We've got 100 million in the bank, and we don't need to go replace Declan Rice. It would almost be smart from West Ham to do that. Almost. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Who do you think replaces Moyes at West Ham future? Oh, I've not got a clue. I think if you were to do a poll among West Ham fans, I think the popular pick would be Scott Parker, but I think that's just because of the West Ham link. I'm not convinced how good a manager Scott Parker is yet. Plays nice enough football, but let's just see how they get on, how Boreham get on this season. I've got a feeling they're going to finish 20th, and I mean comfortably bottom of the Premier League. So I don't know. It depends. Managers' shelf lives are different to what they used to be. You used to be able to get a manager for 5-10 years. 20 years ago. Now you don't really get that. You get someone in for a couple of years. You're almost better off. You've almost got to decide, do you want like the long-term project thing, which is what David Moyes is trying to do, and therefore you've got to say you've got years, and this is what Man United need to do with Erik ten Hag, give him years to work stuff out. Or are you after short, snappy success? A bit like what Tottenham are doing with Antonio Conte. In you come, here's a truckload of cash, get your players in, and let's go after success, because, well, they need to. Harry Kane's only got a couple of, well, he's got a few years left, but they need to get the trophies in now to take advantage of Harry Kane. Otherwise, it's going to be a massive missed opportunity, isn't it? Right, let's see what you're all saying. Hopefully Gonzo will join us soon. My phone's over there. I should really keep it. All right, Vlasic. I'll run through them. Would you take 15 million for Vlasic? That was the question. This is what you guys are saying. Dan and Iron Alpha say no. Theo says no. Max, Nick, Josh, WHU for Life say no. However, Aymar says yes. Alexander and Alfie and Larry say no. Curveball and Ryan say no. Dario says no, it can be valuable. But Ralph also says yes. We've also got Nathan saying no, all Lauren saying no. However, we've got Wayne Warren saying yes. So I can't go through them all, but a lot of people say no, actually. I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised how many people are saying no and that they would keep him and turn down that £15 million offer. Right, let's see what you're all saying then. Leo, I'd rather have one striker get Ram as a left back, automatic improvement to start 11 with 2 players rather than one. I completely agree. This is what I was trying to say. When I did the video earlier, I said, well, I don't really believe we're going to spend that, but I also thought it would be a poor use of funds. And some people in the comments said, I think we need 2 strikers. Now, I don't necessarily disagree, but I don't think we need 2 £35-40 million strikers. I think that's too much. I wouldn't mind a £35 million one and maybe a £10 million sort of punt, if you like, a 19, 20-year-old that doesn't command first team football like that because of his stature. So we'll wait and see. Anyway, right. Here it is. Right. Okay. Let me just very quickly do this before I get Gonzo on. Thank you to Bobby66. Great work, Hamish chat during the window. Have some biscuits, Bobby. Thank you very much. Now, here we go. Gonzo, how you doing?
I'm really well, thanks, mate. Really well. Hopefully you can hear me. It's very loud.
Yeah. You're very loud as well.
My voice, and not the crowd.
No, your voice. Can't really hear the crowd too much. We're doing all right. How is it? Are you enjoying it? You've got the press pass at the the car leasing stadium or something? I call it Madejski Stadium still.
Yeah, mate, it's been really good. It's an absolutely lovely day. I'll spin the camera around. Hopefully you can see the West Ham fans just down there. The players have been out for their warm-up. David Moyes deep in conversation with Mark Warburton, discussing tactical things, I'm sure. It was really good to see all the players close up, really, mate. And the crowd are really up for it. Not many Reading fans here today, but loads and loads of West Ham fans.
What's that screen on your right-hand side? What's that screen there, just on your right-hand side? Go turn the camera around again.
Okay. So when things happen during the game, if you can see that there.
Yeah.
Can you see it? It's hard for me to tilt the camera around. The teams are actually coming out now, Gio. I don't know if you can see them. So the teams are actually coming out onto the pitch.
Yeah, we can see them.
Yeah, the screen is clearly for my tactical analysis, Gio. You know, when I'm looking to. When I'm going to divulge exactly who's played well and who's played badly later, you'll realise there's some authenticity. So when someone slides in and there's a dubious red card, you'll know I've had a second look at it.
You're basically VAR for the game, mate. I'm unsure. The referee should really turn around to you and say, Gonzo, what are you saying up there, mate? Are you...
Penalty to West Ham, ref. Penalty to West Ham.
Happy days. Anyway, anyone you're looking forward to? Won't keep you too long because the game's going to kick off. But anyone you're looking forward to? Aguerd starts, Down starts.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to seeing Aguerd there in particular. You could just see when they were warming up that clearly there's a camaraderie between them all. Lots of laughs, lots of jokes. Particularly, I think what I did notice in the warm-up was O'Connor was a little bit tentative. Started off a little bit separate from the group, then joined in with the group. So, mate, I'm really looking forward to the game. You can probably hear the band singing in the background. There they are. Enjoy, my friend. And now I've worked out the technology, I'll join you afterwards for the post-match dissection.
Good man. Thank you very much. There we go. Now, Mr. Charlie Walsh, how you doing?
Hello. I'm trying to figure out how to watch it. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I've got the app downloaded, so I'm hoping I can just go click on that in a minute and get it watched up.
You'd suspect it would be that easy, although I don't seem to see the button. But maybe I'm just stupid. Who knows?
To check the official website if you want. It's supposed to be on the website as well as Reading's website. So
trust me, I'm looking at it. I will find it. I will find it. It will happen. I think we've kicked off, but it will happen. Who knows?
Yeah, we will. Gonzo might pop on occasionally. I wouldn't be surprised if at halftime Charlie gets a bit of a shot because a white Gonzo appears on the screen. But he might not because he's in the press box today. So I think at halftime he might get like a free pie or something. So I'd imagine the bugger will be at the kiosk getting his pie and stuff.
Blame him, really, can
There you go.
I mean,
so West Ham TV down the bottom, then click live. Dylan saying he thinks you have to watch on the Reading website.
There is no live. Where is the live button? If I fully admit I'm probably being a complete
Are
moron.
you on the West Ham TV bit? You can see, is that not it?
That says Premier League, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, West Ham 1.
Oh.
I know. I don't particularly want to relive that day either. I did the watch along for that one. I don't want to look at it again. Don't want to look at it again. I'll keep looking. We'll find it. We'll find it.
Right. Well, I need to go and watch the game. Otherwise, I'm going to be well behind.
Well, you enjoy it. The chat can talk me through how the hell I'm doing it wrong.
If it helps, Max is struggling. Mandy says it's locked. It's locked on Reading FC.
Yeah, you have to sign up via their thing. I checked.
Here you go, Charlie. Ames is saying she had to update the app. Have you done that? Get in the app store and see there's an update button.
I only downloaded it yesterday. Give me a second.
All the gear, no idea. I remember someone saying that to you a few years ago. It's still flipping relevant today.
Oh, bruv, it's forever relevant. I'm never ever going to pretend it isn't. I don't use Apple products, Gio. This makes no sense to me.
Alan said he's trying to watch an iPad. He's got an iPhone-sized window in the middle of his screen. Oh, I've got mine on the iPad. I thought I was smart. I downloaded it.
No, I had the exact same thing. There's a button. I can tell you that, Alan. There's a button in the bottom corner, right? You tap it, and it gets big. Right? You tap it, and it gets bigger. Trust me, I figured that out. That's something I did do. Everything else was lost on me.
I had it on the iPad because I said to Mrs. Jill, look. At last, I can give you something 10 inches.
We have fun here.
I'm killing time while you work out the flipping app here.
Listen, I can get some. Don't worry, time doesn't need to be killed. You can go and relax. You need to find it as well. You're the one who bloody. You're the one who's actually doing the review. I just have to sit here. So this is going to be in the next 20 minutes anyway.
I'm hoping she's got it loaded up for me when I get down there. She says it's not working.
Text her now. Say update the app. Say update the app.
It's just a small thing on the screen. Like, trust me, I agree with this. Why not just stream on YouTube? I don't know. Why can't you just... Do you know, sometimes in life, something will happen. I almost feel like it's just saying, just be normal.
I know, right?
Just be normal. And this is where you want to say to the club, just be normal. Professor Wolf saying the Reading website has crashed. All Arms watching the game on Brazilian TV. Dylan said he's trying to make an account, but it's lagging. Michael said it's on the app, not the website. Nobody's watching the bloody thing. No saying it's a shit show. If you try to log in, it times you out.
You might have it. It's loading. It might time out, but I think I might have it. Mate, we'll see how this goes in the next.
I'm going to give it 5 minutes. Otherwise, I'm going to video call Gonzo and make him just show me on the. Show me the pitch. Turn your camera around, Gonzo, and just let me.
We will be watching the game. We promise, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know when, but we can promise at some point it will appear on one of our screens, and we can tell you what's happening.
Right. Well, I'm away to try and get it to work on my iPad. I'll let you know how it's going on.
Update. If you can't see the live tab, it's right at the top. Update, because I updated and then the live tab existed. Now it won't sign me in, but we're at least close to seeing it, Gio. We're at least
there you go. It's on Footy Pass. That's usually a good website, Charlie. So maybe give Footy Pass a shout if you need to. Right, I need to get going. I've missed the first 5 minutes. I'll catch you in a bit.
Right, see you in a bit. Bye. See you later. There's Gio Mackie, everyone. He'll be back. He'll be back. Get hyped. Big review of maybe some of the game. Who knows? Hello, everyone. How are we all? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Not only do we have Danny today, but apparently we have Margot Robbie as well. You know, scenes. The app is still trying to sign me in, so I think I'm in exactly the same situation as some of you who were saying it was timing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and open up the Footy Pass to see what's going on there. But how are we all? Who are we most excited to see? On a scale of 1 to 10, not on a scale of 1 to 10, because that doesn't make any sense. Let me know who's your most excited player to be watching today. We've obviously got a couple of debuts we've got one debut. We have the first time we'll actually be able to see Downs as well, obviously in full action. Well, you say that, maybe not, who knows, but you understand this vibe I'm saying. What are you saying? We're saying, okay, Footy Pass scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, Footy Pass. You try to watch it legit and they just screw you over. But thankfully it is still 0-0. Now, this will click over to here. Let's wait. And there we go. We're in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Deploy the boys. Deploy the boys. Chuck, good to see you. Hope Thailand's treating you well. my trip to the US very quickly, as you just saw there. We're seeing it, and that's what matters. Again, Vlasic, that's a good shout, actually. You do have to update it. You do have to update it. Vlasic is actually a great shout because obviously he's starting today. I hope it's I heard Gio say something to this effect, and I'm probably just repeating, but I hope it's in the number 10 position. I'll be interested to see exactly how the formation lies out. I'm looking at it now. Kurt zooms on the ball. It looks like our typical sort of 4-2-3-1, but Lanzini, I think, is the one. Lanzini. So Lanzini's alongside Downs. The view here on 50 is ever so slightly pixelated, so I'm just trying to tell. But it looks like, because as the app, if you can see this, I'm gonna do it like that so you can't see my login. It's still trying to log in, which is going to be great. So I'll let you know if that ever actually happens. But yeah, it looks like Lanzini's lining up alongside Downs in midfield in this sort of two. And I think that is Vlasic in the centre. Other thing to say today, ladies and gentlemen, it's the warm-up. It's a pre-season game. So you know when players, they go in for challenges, they slightly a little bit less. So we do have a baby bell, but only the one. Now, is that because my girlfriend ate the rest? I don't know. You tell me. I'm saying it's because it's pre-season and we need to work our way into it. But just in case at any time we feel like it's massively necessary, the baby bell is here. Login failed. There was a problem with the connection. Please try again. Sweet scenes. But West Ham on the attack at least. Right, let's move that around as well because... oh my, James, I've just seen your message. No, big no on that one. Big no on that one. Yeah, so it looks like exactly what you would suspect. It looks like Vlasic is in the central position in that sort of 10 role. You've got Benrahma on the left. You have Bowen out on the right-hand side and Mikel Antonio up top, which is good to see. That's sort of a very strong team today. You're getting very close to our actual lineup. Benrahma trying to find his way forward. There was some movement by Vlasic, plays out. Ben Johnson be interested to see it at left back today. Is it going to be another season of moving here, there, and everywhere? Is it going to be another season of maybe he is just a left back now? It's interested to see how that ends up developing. He is playing at left back today. It happens. This big no, James. Big no, Jesus, no. I remember when I used to go to York Hall quite often for various events and stuff, wrestling. After work, and I'd be getting in the middle of summer, for example, Rev Pro Summer Sizzler, I'd be getting on the flipping central line to go to York Hall, and then York Hall's bloody hot as well, so it would just be dehydration central. So I'm not envying you at all. They were not. Look, they're streaming it. Technically, I guess they are. People are saying they're watching it via the app, so technically they are, but it's not working. It's on the It has kicked off, Mark. As you can see, the timer is going already. It is kicked off. I'm discussing how the players are playing. It has kicked off. What channel? It is on West Ham and Reading's official apps and websites, apparently. I can't confirm. I'm watching it on 30 Pass because, again, it still won't lock me in. So what are we meant to do? But, yeah. But it's the official West Ham app that you can download on the store. If when you type in West Ham, there's a bunch of them. So if you're nervous, then go through to the club's website. There's a link that you can click. It just opens up the way to download the app anyway. But again, I will stress you could just watch it on 30 Pass because it's just not loading. They do apparently have it. It's wild. Play forward looking for Mikel Antonio. It was just a long stretching ball looking for Bowen actually, and doesn't quite work out. Reading have a couple of interesting players. Yiadom, who's their captain, right back. He was always one of those players who sort of mentioned a lot as someone who could be a big thing. And Jeff Hendrick is the other exciting one for me because Reading was through and Fabianski comes and collects it quickly. Good opportunity joining Hoyler on the right hand side, tries to cut his way inside. It's pinged across instead over to the left hand side for Reading. Shifts it onto his strong foot, tries to play it in, and Kurt Zouma gets the head away in the 6-yard box, and it's going to be, I think, either a throw-in right by the corner flag or a goal kick. I can't tell. Or a throw-in, sorry. I can't tell. It's a really good opportunity there. Good play for Fabianski, who looked a bit hesitant, and obviously he's not one to come off his line usually. He does well in the end to come off his line and stop that. But it is going to be a corner to Reading on the right-hand side. Whipped in with the left foot. Easily collected by Fabianski. Does well there. Does well. The commentary has just changed language. That's very exciting. It was in English, and now it's not French. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's Arabic. I'm not sure. But yeah, they do have a couple of interesting players. Like I said, Yiadom is someone who came up quite a lot back in the day. As someone who would be a big thing. You're also looking at the likes of Jeff Hendrick for me, who I've always loved. He's on loan there from Newcastle. Is it Newcastle? I think it is. And then of course Junior Hoyer and Tom Ince playing for his dad, Paul. Login failed attempt again. We're just going to keep trying now. And then Zhao up front. One of those players who gets named a lot as someone who could make it in the future, a young, exciting prospect. He's starting up front. I know Gio spoke about him briefly, so I won't bother, but there we go. Score prediction, Carton 15, Ryan. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I'm going to go with a solid 3-3. Why not? Why not? You know? I did not, Sean. I considered it. Do you know what? I woke up at like 8:30 this morning to go toilet. And I was like, I know, you know, when you go toilet, sometimes you get out of bed, you go toilet, and then you just find yourself so awake and you can't go back to sleep. Because I was planning on getting up like 11. Do you know what I mean? Nice lie-in weekend, that sort of thing. And yeah, I thought about it long hard because I opened up Twitter and I saw it, and I was like, I could just stay up and watch it. But I'm going to watch it after this. I'm very excited. I'm going to watch it after this. Come on, Filthy Tom. Do you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, by the way, subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. So West Ham's YouTube channel, why not? But also the Ham Chat YouTube channel. Hit the bell notification so don't miss out on future videos. But also patreon.com/Hamish Chat. Now, it's not the beginning of the month, so it's not the best time for the bang for your buck. But, however, tomorrow, me and Ray will be live with a cheeky 2 spanners, 1 hammer. I think it was... What time is it, Ray? I think 7. I don't remember. But we'll be on with a first-time guest, Roki, which is very exciting. So if you haven't already, get involved. Get involved. West Ham with a throw-in. It's equally bad as per usual, but that's fine. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. We aren't good at throw-ins when we're warmed up, let alone in pre-season when we're just trying to find our way through. There is Suck Clits a lot. There is a stream on the app, but you have to, if you can't see the live tab at the top, you have to update the app, right? West Ham could have explained this, but hey, I'll do it for their job for them. If you don't see the live stream at the top, then you click on it and then you go in. If you can't see it, update the app and then it will appear. But good luck signing in Suck Clits a lot because to be honest with you, I'm struggling. So I'm watching it on a footy pass instead. Naif Aguerd on the ball currently, which is good to see. Just striding forward, ends up turning around and just playing it calmly to Ben Johnson, who tries a nice reverse pass through to Jared Bowen. Not Jared Bowen, it was Vlasic, but he doesn't quite make it work. Be interested to see how, again, Aguerd's going to be a difficult one to judge because I often think ball-playing centre-backs are difficult to judge in pre-season because obviously the intensity is a lot lower. A lot of the things that I heard spoken about him, for example, when I just, that's a power pass from Reading, and now Bowen is on the attack, takes it one way, takes the other, hits it with his weak foot. Antonio's there, can't quite convert. An incredibly close opportunity there for West Ham out of nowhere. Reading, I don't know who it was, but with an awful sideways pass, literally straight into the path of Jared Bowen. There seemed to be no pressure and no problems whatsoever for Reading, and yet they just gave the ball to Jared Bowen, who takes on the defender, looking to try and cut in on his strong left foot. Instead, takes him, flips out onto the right foot, hits it. It comes across, it deflects off the defender, comes across. Mikel Antonio's in the 6-yard box, battling with a defender. There's a kerfuffle in the centre where neither of them can quite get properly on the ball, and Reading come away with it. But a warning sign for Reading there, an awful sideways pass, and West Ham almost got him. But yeah, I always think with ball-playing centre-backs, it's difficult to judge in pre-season to some extent because obviously the intensity is a lot less, the pressing is a lot less. So it's not going to be a situation where one of the things I heard a lot about Aguerd when we signed him from people like the Knees Up Brown podcast and people who understand football better than me is how calm he is, how confident he is on the ball. His passing range is one thing, but also the ability to work under pressure. And so in that sort of instance, I want to see him play. I want to see him get on the ball, get his passing range going, see how we're looking there. But that sort of calmness, that sort of collectiveness is unlikely to be seen in preseason friendlies. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Mate, she got whipping a ball. I'll tell you that much. Login failed again. We'll go again. I was thinking about watching that last night. I ended up watching Torchwood. But I did consider carrying on. I am going to watch all 100 episodes before the end of this year. That's the goal. I want to be completely caught up once again before it starts again. But I did end up watching Torchwood last night instead. I'm glad we have Aguero, Zuma, and Downs all playing together early preseason. Yeah, me too. Me too. We're getting a replay of the Jared Bowen and Mikel Antonio opportunity there. It was well, to be fair, he's shown down the line well by the defender there, just clearly not letting him in onto his strong foot. And when it comes in the kerfuffle there, it's probably decent defending just to get a good side of Mikel Antonio position, puts his body in the way, physically can't stop it. Reading with a West Ham United-esque throw in there. That was awful. Yes, it's good to see them, Iron Alpha. I agree, to see them sort of in and around the team doing their thing. Because it's obviously they may be playing together this season. I don't know what's going to happen with Downs yet. I don't think he's going to come straight in for Thomas Souček. David Moyes doesn't tend to just lob new signings in. I think Aguero is in a useful position where he could do that. It wouldn't surprise me if against Manchester City we saw Zuma and Dawson start, for example. But I think Aguero is in a slightly different position in that sense. But with Downs, I don't know. I guess it depends how Rice and Souček come back from preseason. Obviously, neither of them playing today. So, hey, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I like seeing what. I also just like seeing. I can't lie. I also just like seeing the new signings. It's all very exciting. Reading passing the ball around on the halfway line, trying to find their way forward down the right. Good defender by side Benrahma there, just getting his foot away. Good to see Antonio. Still don't know where the goal is. Maybe by striking. Listen, HDU, we might or might not be trying. You know, it seems like we might be at the moment. Anyway, there's a lot of talk about potentially trying to buy a striker. You know, lots of these rumored bids going around. If you didn't see the video on the channel this morning, go watch it. Gio goes through a couple of confirmed bids, including 2 for strikers. So I'd recommend you go and have a gander. But yeah, listen, we might buy a striker eventually. Who knows? Do I? No, I doubt it. But we might. Who knows? I'm just putting my girlfriend's iPad on charge because it's actually taking that long to log in. What would you rate the new home and away kits individually out of 10, Charlie? Great question. Rest of the chat get involved in this. I want home kit and then your score, away kit and then your score out of 10. I really like the home kit. Usually when I see them at first, I'm not keen, and then I start to see them in person and on the players, and I start to go, okay, I'm all right with that. But this one, it caught me from day dot. I'm really into this home kit. I'm going to give it maybe controversially a 9. The away kit, I'm less fussed about. I'm going to give a 6. I'm going to give a 6. Played in from the free kick from Reading. Can't quite be found. Gonzo would make a good Doctor Who. But like a one-off special, like a Christmas special. You're giving me video ideas. I'm not going to do it because they won't let me. But it's the sort of thing I would just know that if I was in charge, we would make a Doctor Who Christmas special on the channel. Just know that. Okay? You know? Gonzo, Doctor Who, me, obviously a companion, Gio. Don't know. Cyberman? Who knows? We'll find out. You have to rotate the device 4 times and swipe up, left, right. Mitch, you say it like I won't do it. I mean, it's plugged in, so I can't really rotate it right now, but I'd consider it. I watched the last one. I watched the one last night. They left it on a cliffhanger where someone gets hit by a... Oh my God. The one where the last episode of season 7, 8. My gut says, mate. Oof. I'll say. Ray, I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link, Ray. I've not even got WhatsApp. WhatsApp open. Ray trying to play the ball forward into the path of Benrahma. Reading sitting very deep. Got a lot of people just sat. They've got a sort of six across the back. They're playing four at the back, but they've got they sort of compress themselves. It's a 6 or a 5. It might actually be a 5. But they're compressed, and their organization is looking pretty good, Reading, to be fair. And we don't have many answers yet. It's pronounced Rocky. Thank you. Sorry, Rocky. I don't know why I've been saying Rocky. I'm an idiot. Is the answer. It's pronounced Rocky. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I didn't mean it. Ray, there we go. Accidentally sent the link to Rebecca. So hey, you might get Rebecca. Who knows? Apologize. Sending Rocky a message there because he corrected my pronunciation because I'm stupid. Just saying sorry, I'm an idiot. There we go. That's working. So they could try and find their way forward again, West Ham. But Reading, I'll tell you what, their defense has been pretty well organised. I can't lie about it. You know, they're looking pretty decent. Even when they did do that awful pass to Bowen, they instantly got into good positions. They showed Bowen down the line onto his weaker foot and got in the way of Mikel Antonio. It's good defending. If anything else, they're passing it around at the back right now. West Ham just sort of sat on the halfway line and deeper, not really trying to press there. Vlasic trying to get a little bit involved. Benrahma wins the ball. Lanzini picks it up, and now West Ham can go again. Not being attacking so quickly. You know, usually we go flying forward. Don't leave it as a Dalek. Davros, clearly the king of them. Let's go. I've been told several times to watch this, Daniela. I am just awful at watching things. Don't think I want to, but I'm telling you. My G, how are you, by the way, bro? I saw your message in the group just before we started here, and I promise I will reply to you straight after. But yeah, hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. Shout out Kostia, by the way, a legend of the game. You lot don't even know, bro. You lot don't even know. Oh, I've signed in. It's signed in, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, he's got it. He's got it. It's happening. Insert the GIF. We have it. Oh, is there a way to full screen this? Oh, good tackle by Downs there, by the way. How does one... Hang on, we'll get there. I was there a second ago. Right, we're in though, ladies and gentlemen. We're there. We're there. Right. How do I turn on? Right. Question for those of you who have Apple products: how do you turn on changing the angles? I'm such an idiot. It's incredible. Only one solitary baby bell. Only one solitary bell today. Only one solitary bell. So there is a drinks break happening currently, while I try to figure out how to turn on. Nope, that's camera. How to turn on the. You know what I mean? So I can see it in a bigger picture than that. Because otherwise, I might as well just watch it on the bloody computer at this point. You know. Put match on one half of screen, please. Mark, I would, but copyright would destroy us. And we've worked bloody hard to get to where we are today. And if the channel just disappeared overnight, I would be absolutely destroyed. Like Gio would murder me. So I can't, unfortunately, but know that I would if I could, but I can't. So I shan't. Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it like this for now. We're going to watch on here and I'm going to Google it because I have no idea. I am playing. No worries. I am currently playing Medieval on the PlayStation 4. I don't know, Tiago. Have a look. Let me know. I genuinely have no clue. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one, but I haven't checked today because, you know, life's been going quickly. But have a look, Tiago. Come back to me. Let me know. I'm currently playing Medieval on the PlayStation 4. It's all right. It's old, but it's all right. It's all right. Right, let's Google this quickly. iPad screen rotation. How do you turn that on? Swipe down from the top right corner of the screen. Oh, we found it. We found it. It's on the Reading website. It's on the West Ham website. It's on the West Ham app. It's on Footy Pass. It's on his goal. It's or his goal, however you want to pronounce it. It's on YouTube apparently. It's on many different places. Cocktail and Dreams, and I hope you find it, sir. I hope you find it because that would be useful for yourself. Oh, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. We can watch it. We can watch it. Right. I'm never using an iPad again. It just scares and confuses me. I don't like it. I don't like it. But there we go. Right. Now we can update this because we're ahead of ourselves by about 30 seconds. We're ahead of ourselves by about 30 seconds. There we go. We're rocking and rolling now, ladies and gentlemen. We're rocking and we're rolling. You love to see it. You love to see it. I've got like a personal 20-second delay replay going on here. It's wild. Well, can I even put this anywhere? Is there space for this on my desk? I've not thought any of this through. Can you tell? It's pre-season. There we go. We'll just go with this. We'll just go with this. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're now rocking and rolling. We're live. It's happening. I can see it in HD. What time to be alive? Ball gets played back to Downs. And then to Lanzini. West Ham have got Reading camped in their own half right now, in their own area. So Benrahma picks up the ball. It's a good run from Ben Johnson, who puts it in first time with his left foot. The cross wasn't great, but he has a second opportunity on his right. Wiggles one way, wiggles the other, tries to find the ball in, but it's good defended by Dom. And I am joined by the Liverpool living legend, Dagenham Don himself, Ray Boreham. Ray, how are you?
I'm very excited.
Oh, go on.
Do you know what? I was screaming at my computer to load to tell you how to do this rotation thing because I'm always doing it. I'm like,
yeah,
Charlie, you just got to touch the right hand side. It's so simple.
Yeah, I've got no clue any of the time. You know, I'm a lost child, bro. I'm a lost child.
Yeah. So to help plug 2 spanners, 1 hammers.
Oh,
the
okay.
Show tomorrow at 7 p.m. That's what time Charlie told me. So
it is 7. Good.
7:30. We'll see you live. We're always late. I'm definitely always late.
No, look, we talk to people first. It's 7:30. Say 7:30.
Yeah. So I've done a little thing. I saw James Archer's. You see James Archer's program? Is it Archer? I don't know if that surname's right.
No idea. I don't even know who you're talking about.
The one who used to work on Ball Street with the glasses.
Oh, I know the guy. Is that his name? James Archer? I know the guy you're talking about.
I know it's James Sank. Gio was talking about him earlier, right? So
okay.
And I was watching his show, and he was going through all the different teams and bits and pieces. So I did a little thing for us, Charlie. Right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, let me share my screen.
Getting a screen share, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm still halfway working on it, but can you see it, Charlie?
Oh, I can. Give me a second. Oh,
oh
my God! Ray's done work, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, right? What's about? So I've done a bit of this. So over here, I'm going to put all like transfer rumors and where we can slot them in as well.
Okay.
So if you want,
I'm down for this.
Anything else, but yeah, that's what I've got. So green means that they're a starter, obviously.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yellow means it's like could do with replacing,
yeah,
or a youth player, because I don't necessarily want to replace the youth players. And then red is like we need to get someone else there. So,
I like this. I like this.
Get it?
You've put an effort. You've put an effort. I mean, listen, there's more effort than I'm ever going to put in. I can't lie. I Can't lie to you. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Have you been able to watch the game?
No, I'm at work.
Have you been able to see anything?
No, I'm at work, can I?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably there.
I'm seeing coyotes dance on the bar. Actually,
I mean, you said you're at work, like you're not currently talking to me on a live stream. I mean, if you don't know, Ray runs the bar, so Ray's like, I'm at. There you go. What'd you get?
I got the triple chocolate cookies and the white chocolate cookies.
They are beautiful.
Yeah. So it's one of the girls leaving do today. So we bought a massive cookie for her with saying Coyote Ugly on it. And I was just like, I want a cookie. Then I ate one cookie, was like, oh, I fancy another one. Ate another one. It was so sickly. I'm just like, oh, cookie overload right now. So, but yeah, that's my Saturday daytime. That was.
I might have to try. I might have to take a trip to Greg's after this and get involved. He might be open by the time this finishes. That's a good point. I might have to order. Who knows? We'll find out. Might not even be open by the time this finishes.
I was going to say, you normally Uber Eats it.
Okay, sir. Why the side swipe? I go and I walk there like all fat people do. Thank you very much. And I get my Greg's. And by the time I get back, it's already finished.
My Greg's at work is literally across the road. It's like the smallest road. And it's just there. Yeah.
I'm giving you the option to tell the story if you want. Has Ray ever had to bar Gio or Gonzo? Now, you can tell the story if you want. If you don't want to, it's fine. I don't know if you should, but at the same time.
Well, let's just say Gonzo hasn't been to the bar yet. Because he's heard the stories. He's
seen the CCTV.
Yeah. Gio's been here once. And that is it. And he's been to Liverpool several times. And he's like, I want to come to the bar. I don't know if it's a good idea. So
it's a thing, is all I say. It's a thing.
You know, I don't blame him. So if people in London know.
By the way, just before you say that, everyone, don't worry. I am still keeping an eye on the match, watching it. Reading aren't committing too many people forward. They tried there. They played it forward. There were 3 of them in there, but like 5 West Ham defenders, and they didn't really get an opportunity. Don't worry. If anything big or wild or notable happens, I will let you know. But right now, it's mainly just hitting it around in the middle of the park, trying to find something that's not really going on. So I apologize. So Ray, carry on. I just wanted to let the people know that was happening.
So we're opening a Coyote Ugly in Camden, right?
Yes.
And the new investor for the Camden site or the London sites, we're looking to open 4 London sites, you see. And we got different investors for different coyotes around the UK. So this guy's going to invest potentially in 4 in London. He came up to Liverpool to have a look at it. Didn't tell us he was here.
Benrahma incredibly close. Some really nice passing from West Ham out of nowhere between Benrahma, Antonio, I think Bowen and Vlasic. Just passing it around nicely. It's the first time really where Reading have looked at all troubled. Like they've been defending pretty well, but out of nowhere, some nice triangle little passing there. And Benrahma collects the ball just on the edge of the D, hits it, manages to get it through the middle of 2 Reading defenders who are on top of him, but it just swerves right at the top left-hand corner. It was almost an absolute belting finish. Just wide. Good opportunity. First time we've really seen West Ham with any sort of nice, quick passing, and it gave Reading some trouble. They didn't really know how to do that, deal with that, because before they've been pretty comfortable. But close from Saïd Benrahma.
Yeah, so he come up to Liverpool on a Monday, didn't tell us, just come into the bar, had a look at it. Met up with him on Wednesday, had a really good chat. He really liked it, really impressed, which I was shocked about because I weren't working that night, so it normally doesn't run as smoothly. It's all a bit chaos. But then Wednesday night, we all went out. And I can't believe how drunk I got. I don't even remember getting home. I spent the whole day Thursday in bed. It was, it was chaos.
See, this is why I don't drink. I just spend the whole day in bed because I'm irresponsible and my and make bad decisions in my life.
Yeah, and that's the problem with me because I don't drink that often. I drink once a blue moon. I go from 0 to 1,000 There's not
Sure.
even 0 to 100. So like when Gio come up, it was actually my fault because I was just passing shots and drink. And then we were drinking it. We was just blattered. And I can't remember how much. It's all, and it's no one else's fault apart from my own, and it's my fault about Gio. So I can't blame anyone. Just me.
I mean, yeah, but it is still incredible.
Yeah.
It is everything I've been told is incredible. Everything I've seen is incredible.
So Charlie, what percentage do you think we're going to get to have if we was to buy both strikers?
Oh, well, we're not. It's not going to happen. I can't see.
Won't happen.
I can't see. I mean, chat. You can get involved in this as well.
Give
Like,
us
what percentage do you think it's likely that we'll get both strikers? I mean, I'm of the percent it's 0, right? Because I think even if both of the bids got accepted, I still think we would go for one or the other. I cannot imagine us getting both. I also don't think we should get both. I think it'd be a bit of a waste. You know,
Ooh.
I think it'd be like, I think I would like 2 strikers, but do I want us to spend like 30 plus mil on 2 separate strikers? I think we should buy one for 30 mil, for example. And I would like us to get a second striker eventually. Because then we'd have 3, including Antonio. It might give Antonio a little bit of license to go wide and stuff like that. So if we were to get another one, maybe just get someone in the sort of Flynn Downs mold where we can go and pick someone up for less who has the ability to try and do something, as opposed to spending a huge chunk of our budget. Because you'd have to imagine how much would that affect our budget as well. Like if we're buying 2 plus a 30, that's 60 mil on 2 strikers, whatever it'll be. I don't know what the exact numbers will be, but whatever it'll end up being, right? Then how much more do we have to spend on other places? I would rather us spend 30 mil on a striker than say get David Ram or whoever else it would be for a large amount. So I would say 0, but how much would you say?
I am in the same boat as GP. I would say 50%. And I think it'd be good. David, I'm sorry about my camera, but the internet in Liverpool is shocking because the Scousers are robbing bastards and they rob it all.
He says this, and he's in charge of a bar there. In fact, what's your bar?
Okay, ugly.
There you go. Madman saying 69. Man, by the way, amazing to see you. Hope you're well, sir. Where else are we saying? 0% says JJ Smith, who's agreeing with me. 70 million for 2 strikers is a bad idea when we're still looking for a centre mid and a left wing.
Are we 100% looking for a centre mid?
I mean, Onana seems to exist, so who knows? Take the call live on air. Take the call live on air.
It literally just hang up as I'm about to open it.
Bill was going for a solid 6.
Oh, solid 6.
Danielle is agreeing. I can't see us going 3-3. Yeah, I agree. I can't see it happening either. Clips says 20%, but that's assuming we also don't sign another winger / Lingard. That's a fair point. Yeah, if we were to sign another winger or Lingard, actually, that's not a bad shout. That's not a bad point, to be fair. We've only got 100 million left. Let's not forget. Well, I think we have less than that, but let's say we have 100 million left. 0%. Does Vlasic train with the other players? He seems to be permanently on a different wavelength. I mean, you know, it is what it is. 10%. Yes, get one around. We need a left back. Just completely ignored it. Just no, I didn't listen. I didn't completely ignore it. I saw it. Hang on, I'll go back and I'll pull it up. Listen.
What's the message?
How are you? Madman comes up with these bars. Yeah, whenever Madman joins, there's like a big old bar in there. You know what I mean? And then also says, main question, what have you done to your hair? Can you give Ray some? You have too much.
Wow.
I do.
Wow.
I do have too much, to be fair. My hair, Ray, at this point, my hair is actually ridiculous. Like washing it takes so long. It goes like halfway down my back. It's an actual issue.
Anyone that knows me in my younger days has seen me with hair. I look better with no hair.
I think you do yourself a disservice, sir. You do yourself a disservice. I think you look great wherever you look. We're looking for a centre mid, though. Onana is closely linked. Yeah, the Onana was the other big one. Again, if anyone hasn't seen the video from earlier on today, finish watching the watch along and the review straight after this with Gio. But Gio did do a transfer show this morning with a lot of big transfer news, and Onana is obviously the centre mid that we are being closely linked with.
let me just see if I can convince you to get a higher percentage, Charlie. Is there a
Okay.
well? Right.
Still 5%, says Paul.
Right. So how much money have we spent so far in the transfer window?
Right, you're talking Aguerd was probably about, let's say 25 to 30. So let's say 25 for sake of argument. You're talking Areola was about 10. You're talking Downs was about 10, so 45.
And was that all up front?
Not all up front. I think heavily up front, but I don't think all up front.
So how much more do you reckon we got to spend, considering we're putting all these bids in?
The thing is, I still don't think we have that much. I'm still not convinced. Like, I'm not even convinced we have 100 million. But let's say, for sake of argument, we had 100 million to begin with. That would give us, say, 55. But obviously, again, we're talking not all of it was up front.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say that's enough for the striker and the centre midfielder that we're going afterwards.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. So how much is the other striker going to cost us? Let's say
They were both. They were sort of both in the region of £30 million.
Okay. So
right.
So we get Boreham, we get the other centre mid, right? Let's just say we get the other striker, for instance, and then we sell Diop and Vlatic, right? But then we move Antonio out onto the wing.
Well, see, the wing thing is, so when Clips, for example, was saying that's assuming we don't get Lingard or another winger. It's a good opportunity for West Ham. Vlasic on the edge of the area hits it. Good defending, by the way, gets in the way. So good opportunity. West Ham all of a sudden opened up for us, controlled on the edge of the area. Vlasic takes a touch on the D. I'm not sure actually the defender did get a touch in the end. I think it just went high and wide, but it was a good opportunity there. Like Clip said, if we don't get Lingard or another winger, then it could be a situation in which Antonio is the guy who moves out wide, which makes sense, right? But I still don't think, even if you do sell those two players, I still don't think there's enough. I don't think you get 30 million for those two players. Maybe you would. Maybe you would, to be fair. Maybe you're talking like 15 mil for Diop and then maybe 15 million for Vlasic. So maybe you would end up getting 30 mil. But again, that's not 30 mil up front. It all becomes difficult. But it's not the end of the world. But again, I also think, like, you know, we'd be interested in a left back. I also think we'd be interested in other positions, you know. If Diop would go, we'd probably, I wouldn't want us to, but we'd probably end up looking at another centre back, for example, you know. I don't think we'd need to, but I think David Moyes would want to. I don't know.
I think we need to get them both in. And the reason why I think we need to get them both in.
I completely forgot he's on a free.
Yeah. I think if we get them both, it gives them a season to bed in. Mm-hmm. Bojan only played well for half a season. You know.
Agreed.
Antonio's there who can do bits and probably only play well. So did you see his one-on-one the other day?
Oh, bro, it was the Ipswich one. It was god awful.
And that's why I think Moyes might have it in a higher percentage of him actually thinking, okay, if I can get them both in, let's get both strikers. Maybe that's why he's holding out on Diop, getting a bit more money for Diop.
Maybe. I mean, the Diop not being sold was surprising to me, to be fair. I thought that seemed like it was almost signed, sealed, and delivered. It almost seemed like it was just a given going to happen. But
and then, you know, if we do put Antonio on a wing, and let's just say we do sign Jesse Lingard as well, what kind of season is that going to put us in? 2 new strikers, a new centre mid, new centre defender.
I mean, there's the point. I don't know if either of those strikers are what David Moyes would want anyway. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, he might want them. Here's the thing. When I look at either of them, and I haven't seen enough of Samaka, and if anyone in the chat has a good knowledge of Samaka, I would love to actually ask you this question. Because I'm not sure either of them really suit what Mikel Antonio does up front, for example. I know I'm very confident Brozier doesn't, sorry. And I'm not sure Samaka does anyway. He's not completely. I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about him, but he doesn't seem like the most mobile guy in the world. Good opportunity for West Ham into the area, cleared away well by Reading. It's one of those ones where I look at it and I think either of them. Maybe we change our style, and I'm not against that. I mean, we should have probably done it for Haller, but let's say we do that, and that's not exactly the end of the world. But again, they're both very different kind of forwards. I don't know. It's weird to me with Samaka and Broja because they do look very different. And again, I haven't seen enough of Samaka. I think I've seen like one Sassuolo game this year, or last season, I should say at this point. So it's not like I've got a deep working knowledge of him. But yeah, I'm not convinced either of them are the sort of guys. I'm shocked, especially seeing as we've been so. David Moyes has to have a certain type of striker, and that's why we haven't got one yet. He has to have these things all checked off on a list. It can't happen otherwise. There's no way it can happen. And then we go and get two completely different strikers. It's all very odd. It's all very odd. But again, whenever we look at these things, we have to also say, like, that's assuming they all fit in. That's assuming they all hit the ground running. I mean, Vlasic, for example, is a super talented footballer, but it hasn't worked out for him yet at West Ham, you know? And then you have people like Benrahma who have put in the performances, but don't get as much game time as maybe they should be getting, you know? There's a lot of intangibles there. I honestly think, I was having this conversation the other day with the worst man in the world, Adam Frankel. But I honestly think that I think we need to... how do I word this? Half-time, by the way. It's half-time. It is 0-0. Not a bad first half from West Ham, but not able to really get in and around Reading, who've defended very well. I think that we need to potentially temper expectations of the season ever so slightly. Is maybe the way I'd say it, because I think we're in all competitions. We can sort of be competitive in all competitions, but we are also still in a state of permanent transition. We haven't got to the point where we are settled. We have a lot of settled things going into this season in terms of starting 11. You can pick out most of them, right? You could pick out one of the centre backs. You could pick out the right back. You could probably pick out the left back at this point. You could pick out one of the centre defensive midfielders. You could pick out the winger and the striker, and that's about it, right? If we're signing a striker, then that means that one all of a sudden goes. If we still don't know exactly what's going to play out with Downs and Souček, we might even change to a 4-3-3 as opposed to being the 4-2-3 when we started. That's yet more transition. There's a lot of sort of intangibles there. Will Aguerd start, or will Dawson start? Will Fabianski start, or will Areola start? Will we sign a new left back? Will we sign a left winger? There's a lot of things going on here where those sort of intangibles make it difficult to really judge what the season's going to be. And I personally feel like it's more likely than not that we finish top 10 this year, as opposed to looking at top 7, top 6, or anything further than that. Again, I was talking with the worst person in the world, Adam Frankel, who makes my life a living hell, and he was saying top 4, and he's just wrong. But you understand what I mean? Would you want both strikes? Let's say it was on the cards. Let's say, and again, chat, I would love to know your opinion on this. Let's say, in fact, actually, before I do that, before I ask that question, Logan's here. Shout out Logan, what a guy! 2 Spanners, 1 Hammer legend, Logan Bowser. I want Vlasic to work so badly, but that was rough. He looks a bit soft, Ben. He looks lost at times. Vlasic ain't doing well. He needs to lose weight and get quicker. I disagree, because I think his strength is one of his strong points, but I think there's certainly something we could do to fit in better. But I don't think he should lose weight, because one of his strengths is when people come to him, they just bounce off him because he's so strong. And I wouldn't want to see that. Vlasic was crap at Everton. We overpaid for him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say last season was a settling in period, but has to improve, or he's gone. That first half shows why Moyes desperately needs a proper striker or 2. What else are you saying? Benny's been playing well. Conversely, says Theo. Let's see what else we saying. Downs has been good. Yeah, Downs has been decent. I don't think he's been challenged too much, but he looks very calm and collected on the ball, which is something I always like to see. He doesn't look stressed at all in that aspect. I like his I don't know. He just seems to fit in. He gives us something a bit different from Thomas Souček in that role. We know what Rice gives us, obviously, and it's about finding who's going to work best in that role alongside him. And there's been games where we, for example, against like the likes of Burnley last season, places like that, where we would rather play a Lanzini in that role than a Souček to get that bit of calm collectiveness. Maybe that's where Downs can come in and really cement his spot in those sort of games, which would be very exciting. What else are we saying? Just having a quick scroll through before I carry on asking the question I was asking. Have I forgotten it? Maybe I have. We'll go back. We'll figure it out. I'll get there eventually.
He was asking me if I want the 2 strikers.
That was it, yeah. So let's say, for example, if you put Smaka in a Juventus or even Fiorentina or Roma, he's scored 20 plus goals a season easily. But that's not what we do. But I don't disagree with you, but that's not what we do. I'm stressed. Yeah, that's a good point, actually, to be fair, JJ. Additionally, let's not forget Serie A is a slow defensive and physical league. It's tricky for a player to score loads of goals. That's actually a very good point. If there was an option, and again, chat, feel free to answer this question as well. I would love to know your answer. If there was a situation in which we could theoretically sign both Broja and Smaka, that's not how you pronounce it. It's Skamaka, but I keep calling him Smaka, which is incorrect, but still. If there was a situation in which we could sign both, let's say it ended up being between the region of 30 to 35 million for both, would you want us to sign both? Would you want us to spend that money on both?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Massively. And my reasons for it is the fact that, look at our season last season where we was in Europe and we had lots of games. We got through the domestic cups rounds a lot further than I expected. I was expecting to go out against Man United. I was expecting definitely to go out against Man City. And we got past these hurdles. The team near the end looked knackered. We've got a World Cup year right spank in the middle. There's going to be a lot of tired players, and I think it's more becoming about a squad size rather than the quality of the first 11. So I really think that we need to. I'd be happy with a top 10 finish and win the Europe Cup, and that would be my happiness right there in a jar. But I feel like if we're going to stay in that top 10 with everyone else around us, adding more quality to their squad, if we want to finish top 7, then we need to add 2 strikers and another centre mid. And I think Moyes will have better options on the subs bench for him throughout the whole season, where he can be looking at it. And where we turn around and say, I'm a big critic of him, saying I think his in-game management is not good enough. He can't then use the excuses, I've not got the tools on the bench in the background. And by having these strikers that are different and given different questions and different options, that's is only going to benefit him. And then if he doesn't use them, that's his own fault.
You raise a point. You raise a good point. I think my concern, honestly, is just, again, it's a price thing. Like, if we were to sign those 2, like, what would that mean for the rest of our window and for other things? Because let's say we were looking at not even Onana. Let's say another centre midfielder or another left winger or a left back or whoever. Would that mean we would then not be able to have the flexibility of saying, even if we signed a second striker for 20 million as opposed to 30, that's still 10 mil extra you can do with other things, right? And I think that's where my concern comes in, is we still have a situation in which we do need a lot of depth. And I said this to Lucas before, the legend that is Lucas. Shout out Lucas, my boy. If it was at the beginning of the window, if you'd asked me, would I rather buy 3 players for 30 million or 9 players for 10, I would almost pick the 9 players for 10, because I think that we are so lacking in depth. And I know Moyes says this thing about all of the time about, I like a small squad. I think Moyes lies whenever he opens his mouth, to be fair. But let's say that is true. That's fine. But we have like such a small squad that I really think if you could get a bunch of players who were 10 million who David Moyes would fully trust and would use properly, like again, because look, I think Benrahma is a great example of someone who is talented as the day is long, gets goals, gets assists, but clearly there's something there with David Moyes where David Moyes doesn't fully trust him yet, and so he doesn't play enough. If we could get a bunch of people for 10 million who he does really trust, like I hope Downs is one of these people. Downs seems to be one of these people, and I really, really hope he is. Then I would almost go for that, because I think that's more important. I think we need that depth, because I think if we want to go deeper into the season, then that is something that would happen. That is something that would happen. Very quickly, Major, I will say this. Major, this preseason, in one of the friendlies, I don't know which one yet. I promise you I will try a chicken doner kebab live on stream. I don't know which one yet. I'll look through the preseason games and try to figure it out. But I promise you, Major, I will do it live on stream because I haven't done it yet. And it's a great point. I promise I will. I'll order one from around the corner. There's a kebab shop just up the road. And it will come and I'll do it. I don't know which one yet, but I promise.
So where is your main issues? Like, because I feel like it's the left back for you is your main issue. And I've got an argument that that's not an issue.
I like Cresswell, but my concern is what happens past Cresswell. The thing is with Cresswell is well, he wasn't as effective last season as he has been. I still really like him. I think the season before that, I would have said he was third for Hammer of the Year, probably. Maybe fourth or third for Hammer of the Year the season before that. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I thought the only people you could put ahead of him were Rice, Souček, and Soufal. I thought Cresswell had an absolutely storming season. And even then, I'd say I'd probably put him ahead of Soufal or whatever. I think that last season, it just didn't quite... It was good. There's still a lot there, but not quite what I would have... Not quite up to the levels I would have wanted. So I'm still happy for him to... Listen, will I die live on stream? Maybe I will. I'm still happy with the idea of Cresswell being in the team, but it's like, what happens past that? And if we are to try and compete on all fronts with Europe as well, then I'm like, okay, we need to seriously think about the second choice here. Now, if Luca Pellegrini is that guy, for example, I see a lot of people... Trust me, Kostya. I'm working. Listen, Kostya, come with me on the journey. We'll get there together, bro. We'll get there together. If we're saying Luca Pellegrini's the answer, and I've seen a lot of people, for example, E20's own TV. Shout out to James, right? For example, James is strongly against the idea of Luca Pellegrini, right?
I'll love a coffee, please, bud.
That's Ray just getting a coffee. I've muted Ray, so no one can hear him. If, for example, Luca Pellegrini.
But good boy for making me a cuppa. Good boy.
This is what happens when you're the boss, ladies and gentlemen. People just come in and ask if you want stuff. I don't get that. But then again, I'm freelance. I am my own boss. So I need to ask myself. If you put Luca Pellegrini, for example, I would love that. I'm happy with that. I'd be like, okay, cool. Let's get involved with that as a left back scenario. That gives us something a bit different. But I really think we want to sign a left back this season, even if it's not someone where like this person, like Round, for example, is going to come in, he's going to start every game, he's going to be incredible, blah, blah, blah. Even if it's not that, I would love to see us get a left back to really try and enforce that position and try to move forward with it. Because we always wait until the problem is directly in front of us without solving the problem. And yet we have a situation where we could just solve it. Yes, sir, I will get you on just one moment. Yes.
So, Charlie, can you bring up my sheet again? And I was going to say this for the Patreon, but I want to talk about it now. So, I agree. Cresswell, number one choice to start off with, right?
Yeah.
But I've got an argument for backup for Johnson. Not only did he play well last season.
Okay, yeah.
Right? I think it's actually crucial for his development on the right side that he plays some games on the left-hand side. Because, right, the reason being is because a lot of players, when you're on the right-hand side, people cut into your left, they cut into your right. So when you're on the left-hand side, then you're going to have a lot more people come down your left-hand side than cutting on your right. So I feel like he will get to know the different ways that people actually go to dodge into the left, dodge into the right. And I think it might actually be really good for him to be out there.
Do you know what? It's not a bad argument. I guess my concern with Johnson is just perennially that he's not good going forward. But that isn't. But I don't think you're wrong. I think that is a fair point. I don't think he's great going forward on either side. So I think that's and Richie's saying here. I think Johnson plays better on the left. I don't think you're wrong. Don't think you're wrong. No way is Johnson good enough and Cresswell not a starter. Ben Johnson is solid defensively, just a bit dodgy going forward. At least he's gone to Sunderland. Yeah. I haven't spoken about that on stream because obviously it happened yesterday. Bruv, what sad. I'm so upset. I was so behind it. I thought this was the season for him. And it probably will be, just not in the Prem. Cresswell should be first choice next season. Ideally, he was well and truly found out last season. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Jay, my G. Yeah, no, I think you raise a good point. I haven't thought about Johnson too much. I guess my concern with Johnson is, again, he needs to be back up on the right as well. So what happens if we're in a situation where he needs to play both sides? And I know we keep saying the word Ashby, but I don't believe David Moyes is going to play youth players. So,
do you not think he's going to get a chance, Ashby? Like, if Johnson has to go on the left, and let's just say we play in a cup game, I can see him resting Soufal and putting Ashby there, giving him some experience.
I just don't believe David Moyes will play youth players. I would love him to prove me wrong. I would absolutely love him to prove me wrong, but I just don't think he's going to play youth players. The least he won is the obvious example. Where the least he won is the obvious example in 2 cups, no less. The least he won is the obvious example where drinking a warm drink in this weather. Very brave of you. You are in the basement, I guess. It's probably a bit cooler.
Yeah, it's freezing.
At least he's the golden example, right, of a situation where here was a youth player who seemed to be in a great situation, who seemed to be ready. Everyone was injured. It was his time, and we still played other people ahead of him. And I guess until I see otherwise, I don't believe they'll get that opportunity. Maybe I'm wrong. But I can't see it happening. If it's for only one game, maybe it happens. But I don't know. Connor's saying Ashby will be loaned out on deadline day, in my opinion. Gary saying Ashby is ready. Robert saying if I would not be averse to getting a new right back if he was next level. Interesting point, Robert. Interesting point. I think I would be happy with Soufal, but I can see your logic. Baptiste is a better prospect than Elise at 21. Elise would be last season when Hoggy was injured. Disagree, not on the tiles, but that's just a disagreement. I can see what you're saying. Logan saying I want to see Longello and Ashby at wing backs for senior team. That was one of the things I would say. The teams have come out, by the way, for the second half. They're about to get underway. It seems like we've made some changes. Mubama has come on up front. I think I just saw Declan Rice coming on. But I think it's Mubama up front. I'll let you know the changes as I can sort of see them. iPad back on charge. But yeah, Declan Rice is officially on the pitch. I can see him. I don't disagree, but yeah, I don't know. There's just, I don't know. When I looked at, for example, Ashby in that first preseason friendly, he just looked more comfortable at wing back. When he was playing right back, this was the first one, and this is one of those things where it's so difficult to judge because it's literally the first. And Areola's also come on for West Ham. Exciting times. It's all changed. Changed.
I need to shoot off. I will speak to you tomorrow. 2 spanners, 1 hammers.
Tomorrow, 2 spanners, 1 hammer. Probably 7:30 live. We suspect we jump on at 7. Ray, we'll talk with Rocky.
Sure.
But yeah,
Come on with different formations as well for you.
Oh, mate, it's all kicking off. Everyone get involved. 2 spanners, 1 hammer. Patreon.com/hammers chat. Link in the description below. Let's go. See ya. Bye. Ray Boreham, ladies and gentlemen. What a man. Now you can see how I've had to move these things around at the top to make them work. So let's now move that all back into position, shall we? Let's move them all back into position, shall we? So a couple of changes at halftime, a couple of big changes at halftime. Declan Rice coming on, very exciting. I'll be interested to see who he's going to be playing alongside. Areola coming on, always a good time. We also have Mubama up front. Let's see who else has made the change. Let's move this back up so I can hear it again. I'm going to come in a bit. Drag the charger along the floor and put this here. There we go. We can properly see now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off on the roll. The score is 0-0 currently. 0-0 currently. Second half, West Ham versus Reading away at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, formerly the Madejski, of course. So it comes on. So I'm just sort of taking a look. Mubama up front, Declan Rice with a good interception there. We've still got Benrahma, Vlasic, Bowen just behind. I think that's Downs and Declan Rice in the middle. It is. I'm trying to see if there were any other changes. Zoom is on the ball currently. Looks like Agaird's still next to him. That's Soufal. So maybe check the left back. But then, of course, Areola is on. Exciting times. HDU. Rough. Rough. I do. It's twitch.tv/atoplad. That is also my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/atoplad. I also have a wrestling YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/atopmark. And they'll all be sort of slowly flowing soon. I've just got some very big freelance stuff for me, which will be ongoing, which makes me sort of having to rethink a lot of the ways I'm doing these things. But I do have a Twitch account, Sharky. Follow it because at some point very, very soon, and by very, very soon, I mean potentially next week, there might be stuff on there. And hey, while you're there, follow me on Twitter. Hey, top lad, you know what I mean? I'm an idiot. At 21, at least you need to find first team football if we were not going to give it to him. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I'm upset to see him go, but I ultimately think you're correct with that. He does need it, and I don't blame him for leaving to grab that. Even if it's a situation where he chose to go, then I'm like, fair enough. You go get first team football, bro. That's the important thing for you now. West Ham passing it around in the centre circle. Everyone sort of camped inside Reading's half again. Again, Reading, they're defensively looking pretty decent in terms of formation. They adjust relatively well when we pass the ball around to sort of different spaces. And the West Ham never really get an opportunity where we overload. The Benrahma shot in that first half where we had some nice passing just outside the area was really the one. Outside of that, they've defended pretty well, Reading, and have moulded themselves pretty well. Declan Rice on the ball here, looking to just stride about. Plays it forward to, I think it was Zuma. Bowen cuts in, looking to try and find a bit of space. Out to Declan Rice. Ben Johnson. It is Ben Johnson at left back still. So those are the three changes we made. Rice, Mubama, and Areola coming on. West Ham doing it. This is quite a West Ham performance right now that we've seen against teams who've sat deep traditionally over the last couple of seasons, where we don't really know how to break them down. We don't really know what we're doing too much. We're sort of just passing it around side to side, waiting to try and find those spaces. There's no real intervention. This isn't a deep criticism by any stretch of imagination. It's just is what it is. Should probably take this off the screen at this point, seeing as it's just no longer accurate. Whipped out nicely to Bowen, tries to cut inside, tries to cut back outside, plays it across. There's a great opportunity, header, and it's in. It's 1-0 to West Ham United, and the goal has been scored by, I think, Nikola Vlasic. It's in. It's a goal. It's a goal. I think it was Vlasic with the header. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell who it was. Jared Bowen does well. I think it is Vlasic. Jared Bowen does well. Tries to cut inside on the right-hand foot. Let's look at the replay. Tries to cut inside onto his left-hand foot, then dinks out onto the right. And Vlasic at the back post does well. Headers it back across goal into the left-hand side. Nicely done. Jared Bowen does well there. He takes on the defender. Just a little drop of the shoulder. Not even a major one. Just the smallest of drops of the shoulders there. Puts it onto his weak foot, dinks it back across. Vlasic gets in front of the defender, nods it past him. It's 1-0, and Nikola Vlasic gets the goal. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Oh. There we go. Good goal. Good goal, to be fair. Good goal. We were completely camped inside their half. We were just sat there, passing it around left and right, trying to find a space. And Jared Bowen with just a little bit of running room, just a tad, not a lot, just a little bit, takes that run up just ever so slightly, dip of the shoulder onto his weak foot, dinks it across, header into the other side of the net. Lovely stuff. Any stats from first half? Surely we can score against Joanna Lumley, Reading goal. I can't act like when I saw the word Lumley, that wasn't the first thing I thought of. But I don't know. Is anyone tracking stats? Any of the sites tracking stats today? Is the West Ham website tracking stats today? Maybe that's something we can look into. Maybe that's something I could look into. Who knows? I haven't seen anything. I haven't looked at anything. So I now have English commentary. Get very excited. Let's have a look, shall we? So we see if any of those sites are tracking stats. Let's have a cheeky gander. Let's go West Ham's first. I suspect the likes of who scored in that don't care. I suspect the likes of who scored in that don't care. We want to go to the match center, please. Yeah, no stats I can see on the club's website. Let's try Reading's. Oh, very close from Reading there. I think it's Zhao who gets it. Areola collects the ball. Work down the left-hand side. I think that's Hoyler who dinks it across, looking for Zhao, who does, to be fair, header back across, tries to get it wrong side of Areola. Can't really, from a standing start, can't really get the direction and power on it. Or he gets the direction but can't get the power. And he's getting one of the two. Shane Long has joined Reading. Didn't know that. Did not know that. Just clicks on the Reading website looking for stats and I see Shane Long pointing at me like that. Out wide, Fornals hits it. Who just come on at some point? Didn't know when that was, but Fornals has come on. Maybe he came on for Benrahma at left wing. That would make sense, actually. Fornals almost getting a goal. Do you do stats on the website, Reading? Is that a thing you do? Can't find stats anywhere, unfortunately. Can't find stats anywhere. Vinicius is very excited. As we can see, Vinicius, chill out. Chill out. Like, just give it a mild rest, mate. Looking a lot stronger. Yeah, looking a lot stronger. Declan Rice coming forward, dribbles around one, lays it wide. Vlasic pings it out wide to Ben Johnson, nods it down to Pablo Fornals. Yeah, he must have come on at half-time on the left wing. That makes sense. Pablo Fornals plays it back to Ben Johnson. That's one of the problems there. Ben Johnson is obviously tries to get forward a little bit, but every defender there, including the fullback who he's matched up man for man with, knows he's going to cut back in onto his right-hand foot. So there wasn't really an opportunity. We've got an opportunity here just to see the Fornals chance again. He does okay with it, to be fair. He gets to him quickly. He then tries to just turn and lay it across. It can't quite work out for him, but it wasn't a bad opportunity. It's not a bad opportunity. I'm now trying to see if I can I put this here? My desk is not designed for an iPad, to be honest. I'll tell you that much. Is it possible for me to squeeze this wire through here? I'm going to not... No, it's just not. Okay, all right. That's that idea. Didn't even need to click that. Ruben Fon's playing wide. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. He is definitely an attacking midfielder, a centre attacking midfielder. I can't lie to you. He is 1,000% now. And I would love to see him in that position. I think he's so good at passing and vision and everything else. So I don't think you're necessarily wrong, but he's doing well out wide. He doesn't do bad, but it is what it is. Pardon me. Jesus Christ, my stomach just went mad there. Johnson is a centre-back, really, not a wing-back. I don't think he's defensively good enough to be centre-back, but maybe he is. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. Is she flipping those? Listen, HTU, I'm an idiot, okay? It's pre-season. I'm warming up verbally. You know? I'm trying to find the space in my brain for grammar. Did I study English literature and English language? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Who knows? Is there proof of that? Certainly not. Certainly not. That's the goal, Bell. I can't lie to you, Belkert. I would love to. Not even convert him. I just want a picture with me. I think the plan is, at some point in my life, to have a picture with Danny DeVito. And I put it out, and then people go, do you know what, Charlie? You did it. That's the goal. That's the goal. So, Danny, if you ever see this somehow, I would love to just get a photo with you at some point. If you're swinging through London, let me know. I'll come to wherever you are, mate. And all we need is a selfie, a quick, and then the people. I'll tell you what, the people would love it. But still. Good opportunity for West Ham. Jarrod Bowen tries to just place it into that bottom right-hand corner. Can't quite find the space. It's picked up by Vlasic just outside the area. Lays it off to Bowen, who has a tiny bit of space. He just tries to slot it in. It's a good save, to be fair. The corner result coming in, played out from Reading relatively calmly, although swarmed by West Ham. They seem to be completely in control of the ball and just coming away with it calmly, but swarmed by West Ham and regained possession of the ball. We've been a lot better in this second half. This has been a good second half so far from West Ham. This feels a lot more, at this point, 10, 15 minutes into the second half, 12 minutes into the second half, it feels a lot more like a Premiership team playing a Championship team. We seem to be very in control of this game, and it's looking good. It's looking good. I want to see Mubama get a goal, you know? I want to see Mubama get a goal. Who scored well? It was Vlasic. Vlasic with a header. I didn't at him, but you know when you tweet pictures, you can put like a caption or whatever where you can say who's in the photo. I did take a picture on Christmas when we got him, and I did put it up. Was it New Year's? I maybe did it on New Year's, of me and him, but nothing. Listen, you're talking to the guy who got followed by John Cena. Do you know what I mean? I will get a like off Danny DeVito. I'll get a like off Danny DeVito. Listen, it's my life goal. It's my life goal. Is Broja or Skamaka coming to West Ham or both? Martin, the West Ham side of me says neither, but it wouldn't surprise me if one happens. It wouldn't surprise me if one happens. My nose is insanely itchy right now. We seem to be making some substitutions. Reading seems to be making a bunch as well. We've got some people subbing on. It looks like Masuaku. I think I saw Connor Coventry as well in that melee. I didn't quite see exactly who was there, but yeah. Can't cough steaming head. What a moment in life. What a moment in life. Overchuffed. I would be overchuffed. I'm looking at it now. That's Cresswell, Masuaku. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Ogbonna looks like he might potentially be coming on at some point. But Cresswell, Masuaku's there. Coventry's there. Reading are going to make some substitutions as well. If I know who they are, I'll tell you. Masuaku and Cresswell is going to be interesting. Because that would suggest Masuaku's coming on either at wing back or on the wing. He did play on the wing in the first preseason friendly. I thought he did surprisingly well. I can't lie. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. That would probably mean Fornals is moving as well. So I mean either Vlasic or Bowen coming off, I would guess. Or Downs, to be fair. You put Fornals maybe back as a centre midfielder alongside Declan Rice. Downs was just down for a moment. It didn't seem serious, and he seems to be up and moving calmly now. But I would suggest a little formation change, or at least a change in personnel. Connor, that's a shout. And then I'll Photoshop that in a picture of that into it as one of them, and everyone will be like, "Wow, that one's really realistic." That's a shout. Oh, Lee, my guy, how are you, sir? I hope you're well. Lee, by the way, Leeds legend. If you haven't subscribed to Lee's channel, Lee Statham, I would recommend it. If you haven't subscribed to the Disabled Team as well, great videos over there with other West Ham fans as well. Talk about transfers. You're talking tits. You're talking the boys. I would highly recommend it. Lee Statham's channel and the Disabled Team. Go check him out. Lee, I hope you're well, bro. How are you? Hope you're good. We say it, right? He hasn't replied to any of my DMs yet, but maybe one day. I've DM'd him a lot. Oh no, listen, he played well, HDU, in that game. He played well in that first preseason friendly on the wing, you know? Do I think his future is there? Potentially not, but, you know. Is that Diop instead of Zuma as well? I think it is. Sort of just... Only just clocked on that I think Zuma is off and Diop came on. I think. I'm not sure. Awful pass from... I deflected. Okay, I thought that was just a terrible pass from Sufa. Ogbonna does look like he's about to come on. Here come the changes from West Ham, I believe. Going to ring them in. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we've got 6 people coming on. Who's that? Ashby's coming on as well. Coventry's down there. Chester's is down there. Masuaku. Bloody hell. Reading make a change as well. So Downs comes off. So Coventry will be coming on. So then that will be Coventry and Rice, I would assume, which means Fornals is probably moving. Chester's coming on means something else is happening. Masuaku's coming on. Bloody hell, it's all going on. And we're seeing there's no graphics. So I can't bloody tell what's happening. All I can tell you is that everything has changed. It feels like everything has changed. We're getting a sort of a very quick, brief drinks break while they make a lot of changes. Lots of applause coming from the Reading end. I think that's maybe Shane Long who's just come on for them. I think that's Shane Long coming on for his re-debut for Reading. It is, yeah. Just had confirmation. Ashby has a higher ceiling than Johnson. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe. As a right back, as an attacking right back, probably he definitely looks more comfortable going forward, but I can't really say for certain, but it's not the worst shot in the world. 6 changes, right? I've gone to the West Ham Twitter just to find out what the hell's gone on. 6 changes from the boss. Ogbonna, Cresswell, Masuaku, Chesters, Coventry, and Ashby all coming on in place of Kufau, Agard, Johnson, Downs, Vlasic, and Bowen. So the 3 behind with Bama right now will end up being Chesters, Fornals, and Masuaku. We've got Ashby's come on at right back. He's instantly picked up the ball, taking it past 2, lays it out short. That's a nice play. Out wide to Chesters, who tries to whip in that ball. It's a good block by the Reading defender. So Chester seems to be out on the wide on the right-hand side. You've got Harrison Ashby alongside him at right back. Fornals will probably be playing in the centre. He has the ball currently on the right, but I suspect he's probably in the centre. Maybe Chesters is playing in the centre and Fornals has moved over to the right. That wouldn't surprise me. You've got a midfield 2. So let's work our way forward then. Now that makes sense. Right. Areola is now in goal. Played in over the top of everyone from West Ham there. Right. I have the formation, I believe. In goal, we have Alphonse Areola. We have a defensive 4. From right to left, we have Ashby. We have Diop, we have Ogbonna, and we have Aaron Cresswell. We have a midfield 2 of Declan Rice and Connor Coventry. We then have a 3 behind them from right to left. I believe Fornals, then Chester's in the centre, and then Masuaku wide on the left, and then Mubama is up front. Okay, Fornals is in the center and Chester's on the right. That's confirmed now, and I can see it. Okay, sweet. There we go. I figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a puzzle, but we got there. It's a puzzle, but we got there. He's playing on the wing, so he can make as many mistakes as he wants. It doesn't matter. It's not the worst shout, man. I can't tell you. There's a big Shinji Okazaki fan, which I am. It's not the worst shout in the world. Not the worst shout in the world, the sort of just behind the striker type thing. Rice getting told to shoot. Hits it! Off the inside of the post and out on the other side. Those ones where it hits so close onto the inside of the post that it ends up bouncing out the other side. Declan Rice had the ball just outside the area, about 20, 25 yards out, just outside the D. And just got the shoot came from the away fans, and he ends up shifting it onto his right-hand foot and hitting it strong. Bounces off the post. It's going to be a goal kick, but a good opportunity from Declan Rice. Almost an assist from Chesters, who just laid the ball off from there. Nothing complicated from Chesters, but opened up the space well. Little bit of dribble, little bit of movement, opens up a bit of space, and that's all. But a good opportunity from West Ham. Almost 2-0. Almost a belter from Declan Rice. A rare belter. Still. West Ham look good. They look lively here. Good pass from Pablo Fornals. Spreads it out to Arthur Masuaku, who gets the control. Cresswell went on the overlap, maybe a little bit early, but it gives us options at least. Declan looking to hit a big switch. Can't quite do it. Coventry lays it short. And Aaron Cresswell with a bizarrely horrendous touch goes out for a throw into Reading. Don't be impressed with Aguerd. As a Moroccan, I watched a lot of his games with Rennes and Morocco, and you will see that he is very good with headers and scores lots of goals. That would be ideal, Abdelhak. That would be ideal. We love a corner at West Ham. We love a header. We love a big centre back. So that would be ideal. I'm very excited to see how he goes on. Better give Ashby a new contract now. Listen, we're terrible with contracts. You probably won't get one for years, and it will still only be for like 4K. Who's our main penalty taker these days? Dexter? I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I genuinely don't know. Reading on the attack. Reading, I can't even begin to think it will probably be. I've got no idea. The sun has gone out. Reading on the attack down the left-hand side, trying to find space. I haven't had my light on the entire time. That's why the lighting's been all weird. I haven't lit my face. Oh, Reading have scored. Reading have scored. While that happened, it's gone in. Don't know how. Don't know why. Can tell you in a second. But I can tell you, it's 1-1. Not two, Charlie. Just the one. Just the one so far. Right, so let's have a look. Cross comes in. That's really easy. Cross comes in from the. It gets played forward just onto the touchline. Nice little through ball, and then just pulled back brilliantly. Whoever that is who pulled that back from Reading, that's a really nice pullback. And the number 11 for Reading, I think it is. I don't know his name. Just slots it home quite calmly. Has no real pressure on him. Just who was that who's on him? You'll be pleased to know it's Arthur Masuaku's next to him. It's a really nice dinked through ball into the path of whoever that is who pulls it back across. And then the number 11 for Reading, who's pretty much unmarked. He's got two centre-backs and Arthur Masuaku standing near him, none of them on him. Slots it home. Reading 1, West Ham 1. Second half, taking it up here. Ariola penalty taker, imagine that. Let's go. Get him on him. Lanzini's the main penalty taker. Lano penalty taker. If he's not on the pitch, it's Rice. To be fair, listen, I brought up Masuaku because he was probably the one closest, although there were two centre-backs who were staring directly at him. Here's what it is. Oh, big ball over the top, looking for Fornals, who almost manages to get in there. Just it bounces awkwardly, and he can't quite get the control. A long searching ball forward over the top, and Fornals finds his way in behind without even getting a touch on the ball. Reading slightly just caught out, rarely caught out there from Reading. They haven't really been caught out at all in terms of those positions, but gets ever so slightly caught out and can't quite get the finish there. Can't quite get the finisher. It's pre-season and I forgot to put the bloody light on. Need to write it down on my list. Put light on. Put light on. Masuaku driving the ball forward. Poor pass from Declan Rice. Left leaves Reading on the ball on the attack. He steams across to try and just cancel that one out. That's a nice bit of control from the Reading player. The momentum stopped now as they've sort of reached the byline crossing position on the left-hand side, trying to work their way inwards, but can't quite manage it. West Ham, I'll tell you what, they've picked up good positions here. Declan Rice covering the striker, pinched in and easily cut out from Aaron Cresswell, although the actual cutout he did was pretty awkward, and it almost lands in the path of West Ham bouncing forward, but Reading managed to pick up the ball. It was a good counter-attack option from Reading there. After a bad Rice pass, let them have the ball, but West Ham managed to recover relatively decently, and the positioning was good. You love to see it. Good solid four with 4 just ahead of him. It looks like 3 just ahead of him in nice positions, just making it difficult, reducing the passing options. And then the hopeful cross into the box end up cleared away from Aaron Cresswell incredibly uncomfortably, but he had the space and time to do it. I wish. Reading on the ball again now down the left-hand side. They seem to be focusing a lot down this left-hand side now. Plays it in. Header can't quite happen. It was close again. The same person who scored for Reading before. The ball whipped into a decent enough position, and he gets sort of near there, but can't quite get it. Well, that's nice control from the Reading player who just completely does Connor Coventry there. Can't quite... He's recovered well there, but... Tell you what, backs to the wall defending right now from West Ham as Reading cut inside again, trying to find their way in. Oh, that's a nice reverse pass. He can't quite get it in from Reading. I'll tell you what. My stomach, I apologize. That was a really nice... Oh my God, and again, Jesus, what the hell? out of nowhere, just a couple of really good opportunities for Reading. A nice reverse pass. I think Shane Long is already down for Reading. A nice reverse chipped pass over the top, just dinks it over after cutting inside from the left-hand side. Just looking for that same player who scored, who's looking all sorts of dangerous, and he's being rushed down by Issa Diop, I think that is, who does relatively well. Just to... No, it was Ogbono who does well. Nice. Ogbono just comes across, just puts it awkwardly, bounces off the player's head as he's trying to look for some sort of control, and it's collected from Ariola. Another good opportunity from Reading there. Yeah, Ray, you missed 2 goals. You missed 2 goals. You missed a Vlasic header and a Reading goal from one of their players. You're welcome. I'm just a fountain of knowledge. Just a fountain of knowledge. Just smart. I'm just a smart guy. Who was it? One of them. It was one of them. Can I just say, we all know I love a troll, right? And there's levels of trolling, okay? Now, sometimes people's trolling is quite bad. For example, Declan Rice to Chelsea now. Declan Rice deserved better than this poor West Ham, which, not a great troll. We'll be honest. Poor troll. Poor grammar. However, I want to give El Nino _ credit for perseverance. Declan Rice to Chelsea now. I feel sorry for Declan. Play for such a bad West Ham team. Why are Declan Rice staying in West Ham? He hates football, right? 150 million for Rice? Really? Chelsea will get him for 80 million max. I could ban him, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I just want to leave it and see where he goes with it. Just to see what happens. Let's just see what happens. I'm just interested. I'm genuinely interested at this point. How is that going to continue? Where will the vibes go? You know? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. 150 million for Rice? Really? Chelsea will get him for 80 million max. Why are Declan Rice staying in West Ham? He hates football, right? Subscribe. What I like, I was about to say subscribe while you're here. They have to subscribe to comment. Cheers. 75 minutes on the clock, 15 minutes to go. It's been a much more lively second half. It's been a much more lively second half. Sounds like a character from a Big Bang film. It 100% does. 100% does. Much more lively second half. The opening stages of the second half, the first 10, 15 minutes, much better from West Ham, completely in control. Like I say, it really did feel like a Premiership team versus a Championship team at that point. We were completely in control, and the goal came from that, and it felt right. But since then, Reading have really come back into this. Fair play. They've made obviously some changes. Shane Long's come on. They've made a bit of changes, and all of a sudden we stepped off. I don't know whether or not we scored and then we decided to step down. I'm not sure. But, you know, I don't know. They've done well. They've done well. West Ham trying to find some passing there. Does well. Masuaku plays it into the path of Pablo Fornals, who takes it one way, takes it the other. First initial cross deflects. Second one gets an opportunity. Commentary manages to keep that one calm. There was a moment there where it looked like he was going to just absolutely swaz it, but doesn't quite make it. Is Hayden Mullins one of the commentators? Because they're currently talking about Mullins Jr. So is that what we're saying? Because Hayden Mullins, was he manager at Reading? Hayden Mullins did have something to do with Reading for a while, didn't he? Is it Hayden Mullins? If not, shout out. Shout out. Connor, I can imagine, to be fair. I haven't actually used Dali, you know? It also took me, I'm not going to lie, like a week of them being around for me to realize, as in like Dali, the painting, and not Wally, the fucking character. So, you know what I mean? Good question from Lee. West Ham fans, who's your man of the match so far? Who's your man of the match so far, everyone? Let me know. Let me know. I'd be interested. We're of course going to make the. We're of course going to make the. We're going to do the Matt Ham's chat man of the match award at the end of the game. But just 10 minutes to go. Where are we feeling? Those shorts are prime. They are primo shorts. He is aerated. My man has knees that are cool. I liked Hayden Mullins as well. He was never never the biggest baller I ever can find, but yeah. Yeah. Look how long my hair is. Look, I can do that. It's a disgrace. I won't check GP because you've fooled me before. And I refuse to be fooled again. It is so hot though. And listen, I'm laughing at me for wearing a t-shirt. It's bloody warm. But here's the thing. I'm wearing the coolest t-shirt I have. And I'll be honest with you, you wouldn't want to see me without it. So, you know. Corner to West Ham, 12 minutes to go, 12 minutes to go. Going to be on the right-hand side. Not really committing many numbers forward. I can't lie to you. There was a moment there, like I said at the beginning of the first 20 minutes of this half, where we were really in control. We were really doing it, and we were really like, look, we're a team. We're winning this. And now the numbers going forward have dwindled a significant amount. It's going to be a corner, though, to West Ham. We still managed to win it, even with 2 people in the box. And it's Fornals who's going to take it on the right-hand side. One arm raised. Little. He went for it and then stopped. Whipped in. Headed away from the Reading defender. No real presence in the air with that one. West Ham keep the ball well, though. Pablo Fornals keeping that in impressively. Trying to get the ball forward. Now Reading with the ball. 10 minutes to go. You can see this one probably dying out slightly. I could see a goal. I could see at least one goal definitely coming. I don't know who from. Maybe Reading at this point more than West Ham. But I can certainly see a goal coming. But at this point, it's a much calmer match. It's a much calmer situation than it was. We're not really committing too many people forward. We're not getting forward as quickly as we should. Reading having a lot of possession isn't really helping us because that's just giving us an excuse to sit back and to not really go for it. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a good shout. He had a good game, to be fair, Lee. He had a good game. Scored a good goal. Was in that period where we were in control, he was one of the main people doing it. I think it's a fair shout. How hot is it there? It's 30 degrees currently, I think. Monday is going to be hell. Monday's 42, apparently, is the latest predictions on what it's going to be. Hottest day, literally, in history in England. So that's going to be fun. I've got quite a lot of work to do that day as well. It's going to be hell. But yeah, it's a thing. This will be Moyes' last season. We are, where is it? We are in for a part of our season again with counterattacks. I mean, yeah, we have David Moyes in charge. That's what we do. I like Vlasic, Richard. I don't know if did you ask a question before? Just scrolling up. How is Vlasic doing? Where is he playing? He was playing as a number 10. First half was non-eventful for him. He sort of was about. It wasn't too deep. Obviously, he's been off for a while now, but then he scored, and then before he came off, and that's the second half. I thought he was starting to grow into the game, but we just weren't. It just wasn't really happening for him. We've got a corner in a decent area. I have heard of Sesko. I've never watched him live. I've never watched him play because I haven't seen Salzburg. But I'll be honest with you, I've bought him on Football Manager and he's very good, Jake. So I'm very interested. I can't lie. Yeah, it's going to be bad, Hammers. HDU is going to be bloody awful. I can't lie. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe, Dexter. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. Oh, hit from range deflects off one of the defenders. It was just from the corner. It flashes in. It's a hit from range from Pablo Fornals on the volley, it looked like. Let's have a look at the replay. So it's a corner. It was a corner on the left-hand side. Corner from the left-hand side. No one seems to be particularly paying massive attention. Lobbed in, headed away, and then Pablo Fornals on the volley hits it. It bounces off one of the Reading defenders. But it's one of those ones where, Kovacic, Chelsea's time goal. Longello is still with us. Yes, he is, amazingly. Despite all of the rumors that he was leaving 8 times over. No, he's still with us. Still with us. That sounds horrendous. That sounds horrendous. 40's poor for us, but yeah. I think you in the chat know I'm smiling. We'll let it go. We'll see what they can do. See what they can do. Oh, Mubama's through. Mubama with a good opportunity and his decent defending to get back there. There was a moment where it looked like it could be Mubama. He could be striding through for a goal, but the defender gets into a good position, recovers well, and just stops him from being able to even apply the shot. It's a good try. It's a good try. It's good defending, to be fair, from the Reading defender. He gets well back. He gets back well. Dexter chose violence today, I see. And I fully respect it. I fully respect it. By the way, I should say, everyone, if you see a troll, just ignore them. It's honestly not worth getting involved with. If they get out of hand, then I'll just ban them. It's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? But 1 or 2 messages, let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But just ignore them. Don't reply to them. You know what I mean? Oh, that is a good finish from Reading. It's the same guy who scored before, I think. Oh, no, it's been called offside. It's been called offside. That was a really nice finish. I think his name's Mate. It's number 11. And that was a really nice finish, though. He's got called offside. The build-up play was nice from Reading. It was a nice flick ball through the back. Oh, it was very, very tight. It might not have been offside. It looked incredibly tight when I'm looking at it. They haven't showed the replay yet, but I'm seeing a delayed stream as well from before on Footy Pass. It was a really nice finish, to be fair. He gets played through. He times his run well. He tries to curve it. The little stop-start movement almost manages to get in. And once he is in behind, hits it. Just slots it in between the legs of Alphonse Areola. A really nice finish. He's unlucky, to be fair, because that was good. That was good, but unfortunately for him, it did get called offside. I'm going to close that stream now because it's crashed and I can't be asked. Yeah, we've considered it, Lewis. I can't lie. We literally had a conversation about it all week, but neither me or my girlfriend got around to sorting it out. I did go shopping yesterday, and I did look around every shop in the area looking for something like that, just in case. And found nothing for obvious reasons. They're all sold out, but we'll see. Maybe I don't know. Monday and Tuesday, supposedly over 40 degrees in London, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. So it remains 1-1. It was a really nice finish from the Reading player as well, Mate, I think his name is, but still, it's what it is. We're getting a replay now. I think he is probably just offside there. He makes the run in between Aaron Cresswell and Ogbono. He tries to time it. It looked, the first time I saw the exact quick replay on the second screen, it looked very tight. He might have been onside, but looking at it in slow motion, I think he is just offside. It's unfortunate. Great finish. Slots it through the legs. Just. Remember everyone to stick around until just after the match because, of course, Gio will be coming back for his full review. He's been watching it lounging in his garden. So that's very exciting. That's very exciting for him. So he'll be here, probably sun-touched. Let's be real about it. But that'll be fun. So make sure to stick around while if you are planning to leave, so you can watch that review. We might get a bit of Gonzo as well, who's of course at the game. His press pass. He's at the game today. So he might jump on as well. I don't know in the review. We'll see what ends up happening. But make sure you stick around. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do watch-alongs every single game on this channel. Every single one. We've only missed one game in 2 years since we started doing it. We started doing this just after lockdown. When the games came back after lockdown, we started doing it properly, trying to do it every single game. And we have literally only missed one, and that was in December 2020. We are the only West Ham channel who did a watch-along for every single game last season. This is a really good opportunity again for Reading. They're through again. Shane Long goes down just outside the area. It was very, very close. Declan Rice takes him out, fouls him right on the edge of the area. It's about as close to the area as you're going to get without actually being in it. Reading just slowly passing their way forward. Shane Long picks up the ball in a really good position. He had to cut inside, and I think was it Declan Rice? I think it was Declan Rice. It might be Connor Coventry. Was it Dan Chesters? It might be Dan Chesters. Basically, someone stopped him. It is what it is. But remember, we were the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch along every single game, and we're going to be doing it again this year. So you best believe once Man City, look, preseason friendlies, when they're on, we do a watch along, right? We can when we can. But Man City, Europa Conference League games, we will be here. So make sure you hit the bell notification if you haven't already as well, if you are subscribed, to make sure you don't miss out on anything in the future, any of our streams in the future. Free kick in a very, probably too close, be difficult to get it up and down from this sort of range, but if they do, it'll be very impressive. Meite hits it. The guy who scored twice, one of them was disallowed, just powers it off the wall. We're going to get a Reading corner. That'll probably be the last thing that happens today. Dexter, thank you very much for the $4.99. Get some aircon, mate. I will endeavour to, trust me. Listen, we've got a game on Tuesday, don't we? As someone said, it might be cancelled, actually, to be fair, if it's that hot. But you might come back on Tuesday if you haven't, to just see a guy who's just going to be very, very uncomfortable. Corner taken, West Ham trying to counter. I suspect the game will be over very, very shortly. Reading trying to get their way forward right at the end of the game here. In stoppage time, lays it out short on the right-hand side. Trying to pass it around here. Reading, they're getting further and further back. Small pressing from West Ham just forces them back. Dinked in, way over the top. And there is the final whistle. The full-time whistle here. West Ham United 1, Reading 1. Not the most unbelievable preseason game you've ever seen in your life. Reading came back strong in that second half. At the beginning of the second half, it felt like West Ham were on top and could go on to score a couple. But Reading ended up scoring and getting on top of it by the end. You have to respect it. They've done well there. Just before we go, everyone, lob it in quickly. Who was your man of the match? Whoever gets the most amount of votes in a very short amount of time we have left. From what I can see, this isn't scientific in any way, shape, or form, will win the Hams Chat Man of the Match award. So lob your names in very quickly. While you do that, I should say thank you very much to Bobby66 for the £5 earlier. I didn't realize this until just then, Bobby. Otherwise, I would have had your name in the corner the entire time like this, I should say, if you're new around here and you haven't seen. Usually we pay homage and respect to the people who donate. But I didn't see you done it, Bobby, until right now. I apologize. And then Dexter, of course, for the $4.49 just now. Much appreciated for the full-time fun there. It helps out the channel massively, as does patreon.com/HammersChat. Link in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bell notification. Like the video, because that helps us an insane amount as well. All of that good stuff. Very quickly, anyone with the man of match, Paul, thank you very much. I still do have your name written down on here to DM you back. Oh, bless me. It will happen very soon. I promise I will reply to you eventually, Paul. Let's have a look. I will say this, Robert, by Tuesday, I may not have this hair again. We'll see what happens, but it's, yeah. Man of the match, Declan Rice, shave it all off, never going to happen. Vlasic, I'm good to go. Sweet, perfect. Thank you very much, Jan. We'll give it. I'll tell you what. Gonzo Kamara, there we go. We'll give it to Gonzo. Why not? He's there. We'll give it. It was a draw between Gonzo, Bowen, Vlasic, man of the match, Downs, I guess. Okay, Downs. There we go. Great looking shot. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Ladies and gentlemen, the review is about to start. So stick around because it's about to happen. Subscribe, like the video, all of that good stuff. Make sure to come back every pre-season friendly that is being streamed. We will be here, and then Manchester City onwards. Only West Ham channel who did watch-alongs every single game last season. Right here with us. Subscribe, like the video, notifications, all that good stuff. Thank you for joining. Come on, you irons. We're massive. See you next time. Take care of yourselves and keep cool on Monday and Tuesday because you're going to die.